It's low key. Welcome, welcome tonight. We have a very different topic on low key tea, and I'm going to be joined by two very special guests. First up, as you already know him, John Hardy, my resident Astro Enlightenment coach slash uh, author on the panel. John has a book coming out soon. John, you want to tell them the name of the book and where they can find you, sir?
Yeah, the name of the book is. I got feedback. Name of the book is Salt and Water for the Soul.
And where can they
Yeah,
find you, sir?
the name of the book is Salt and Water for the Soul, coming soon on my website, johnhardynow.com. But you can find me at Astra Space Enlightenment on YouTube, and you can find me on Facebook, www.facebook.com/King John 2020.
Definitely check out his website, family, johnhardynow.com. The man, he don't just talk about it, he live it. He got receipts, he got all types of testimonies on his page. If you're a supporter of Loki T, definitely support the good brother John Hardy. We're also going to be joined by another enlightened brother on my channel. He goes by Reginald Williams. This was actually a topic that he brought up and said we should discuss on my channel, and now we here we are. So let's just jump right up into it, John Hart. I want to ask you, as far as the truth behind Jesus Christ, was Jesus Christ a metaphor for the Son? I want to ask you, how did you stumble upon this information? When did you first hear about this information? And I want to know that first.
Well, I'll give a background on myself. You hear an echo?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. To give a background on myself, when I was young, I used to be a 5%er, Nation of Islam. And my mother used to always take me to my aunt house, who was a Jehovah Witness prior to that. That was my earlier age. Growing up, being incarcerated, I hung around, a lot of Muslims, learning, the ways of Muslims. But most of my life was in church, even as up to 2014, you know, moved out to Delaware from New York, been going to church, been in the Bible. My father was a pastor, and, times that we'll go through the Bible ourselves together. But when I started, studying the history of the original black man, and this was outside of the 5% of Nation of Islam, this is when everything I just explained to you start coming together. And the first debate was, Jesus wasn't white, Jesus was black.
Right.
So, like in the Bible, it says, how can Jesus be white, blonde hair, blue eyes, if he was in the middle of Africa?
Right.
And back in that time in Africa, there's no way Jesus could have hid from anybody trying to kill him without being noticed.
And then they also say he had wool hair.
Hair like wood, foot like bronze,
Right.
which is the description of a black person. So when we get to that aspect, then I start looking into, the name. The name of Jesus was actually Yahshua Ben, which was a actual physical person who can be debated as being Christ the Savior or a prophet. You know, so when you get back into that time, if you go back in the 1600s, the letters J's or V wasn't invented yet. So how the name Jesus or Jehovah come up?
That's a fact.
Like you can pull that up.
That's a
So
fact.
when we get into that aspect, 1600, those alphabet wasn't there. So the name Jesus or Jehovah couldn't have been invented, which technically came from the Greeks, which was another name, and then it came from the either Italian or the Spaniards, which was another name, which came from Africa, which was another name. Or they say Egypt, you know what I mean? Africa's Egypt, the same thing.
Now it's crazy that you said the Greeks because I heard that Zeus, it came from Zeus.
Yeah.
As far as
If you look at Jesus, Jesus was a Latin term of Jesus.
right.
And then they got it and turned it into Zeus. We got it over here and turned it into Jesus. Even Jesus, if you listen to that name, there's no J in it.
That's a fact.
So just giving that little just that little history right there, you can see some of the how should I put it? Misinterpretations of Jesus in general. We starting with the color, we get into the name. Now let's get to your question. I tell people in general, right? And this is a practice for anybody who's listening.
And real quick, John, I do want to welcome the enlightened brother on the channel and on the panel, Reginald Williams. How you doing tonight, sir? We appreciate you hopping on. We just hopped into it real quick. We only been on here for a second. But how you doing tonight? And tell them where to find you.
Oh, you talking to me?
Yeah. Tell them where to find you if anybody want to contact you and everything.
You talking to me or John?
I'm talking to you, Reggie.
Oh, okay. Oh, shit. I mean, you want to find me? My number 44839-4114.
Real shit. That's real shit.
That's all I like.
Yeah, I'm gonna start throwing my phone number up there. Yo.
Now, real quick, just going back to what John Hardy, I want you to finish your thought, and then we're going to go into Reggie. But the question I posed was, when was the first time you heard this information that Jesus Christ could have been really a metaphor for the Son? So you got it, John, and then you got it, Reggie.
So just to catch up, and go through what I said real quick, like I mean, I showed my background, but basically, before I even get directly, because I was kind of like taking my time and waiting for Reggie to jump in, but the point I was just making was, how can Jesus be white when all the scriptures of him was black, and then the name Jesus wasn't invented until after the 1600s. See, a lot of time when we do, my nephew went to a black historical church. He seen it different from everybody else. He was like, oh, you know what? You're right. Why they got A, B, C, D, F, G, and all this stuff? Because a lot of things they got in there was post 600s. But when you get into the pre-600, even if you get into the 1900, Puerto Rico was all black. So when you get deep into the 1600, the letter J to V could not have been invented. And then when you go even back then, where they said, even the Bible alone, the Bible predates the existence of humanity 12,000 years. Now, listen, do you know how old the sun, moon, and star is? The sun and the moon, how and Earth, like that expands way past just the, like you could say, like the white man is probably historically 12,000 years old, but black people go back. Some people say we go back 7 billion years back. So before I even touch on that, I'm still just breaking down the essence of the misconception of some of the things we learned from the Bible. So I'll let Reggie start his off with that question, and then I'll jump in behind him.
Well, the first time I ever heard the metaphor that Jesus could be a metaphor for the Son was probably about, man, it probably was like right after 9/11. You know what I'm saying? Like right after 9/11, like 2002 sometime. But I grew up in the church. Like I started going to church like probably at the age of 10, man. Because when I first, coming up, my mom and daddy, they weren't into that. But my daddy's sister, she got out of the army. You know what I'm saying? She was a devoted Christian or whatever. So she introduced it to my mom and daddy, and they ran with it. But my question is, well, first of all, let me just start with the Jesus could be a metaphor for the Son. First of all, when you look at it, just like John said, We could find out when the first cell phone was invented. We could find out when the first umbrella was invented. And we can also find out when the letter J was invented. And that was in the early 1600s. You see what I'm saying? So with that, I'm gonna jump into let's start with the 12 first. Because you know, Jesus got 12 disciples. The sun got 12 zodiac signs. You know what I'm saying? We got 12 months of the year, which is the sun. You know what I'm saying? The sun is in the center. You know what I'm saying? And then you got 12 hands on the clock.
Wow.
Which completes a whole day. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, all you have to do is just really connect the dots, man. That's all you got to do. And when they talk about, you know, the crown of thorns or whatever, when you look at the sun, what do you see? What do you see around the sun, the head of a sun? You see sun rays coming down. You know what I'm saying? And yes, it do look like a crown, if you want to say that. You see what I'm saying? I mean, that's a lot, man. Man, this can go on for 5-6 hours, man. 5-6 years if you let it. But my whole thing is the first ever slave ship that they ever put the first slaves on was called the good ship Jesus. That's first off.
What was it called, Reggie?
The good ship Jesus. That was the name of the first ever slave ship.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Now you can't get a Jew. You can't get a Jew to worship a God and the God name is Hitler. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's not gonna work. They're not gonna go for it. You see what I'm saying? But it's forced on us. And even when I was a child, I used to ask my mama like why you couldn't get down off the cross. You see what I'm saying? If he made blind men see, if he raised the dead, you know, from the ground, he fed 5,000 people with 5 fish and 5 loaves of bread, but you couldn't get yourself off the cross. You see what I'm saying? And not only that, but even when he was on the cross, he's like, Father, why have thou forsaken me? That sounds like a man that didn't know he was supposed to be sacrificing his life. That's what it sounds like to me. And we can get into all the discrepancies of the Bible. And just like John Hardy said, now, if you read the Bible and if you know what I'm saying, if you believe in the Bible, then of course, in your perception, Jesus is going to be black, according to the Bible. If you read the scripture, Jesus is black. But in my opinion, that makes it even worse. That makes it even worse for black people, that you serving a God that's the same color or race, whatever you want to say, as you, but your people suffers the most. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, I don't understand that. Like, so I always had questions growing up, man, and my mom and daddy, they couldn't never answer my questions, so they always just told me, shut up, stop asking stupid questions. But I had this teacher, like in the 2nd grade, she used to always tell me, ain't no question stupid. So I always question everything. If somebody told me, you know what I'm saying, oh, you don't believe in God? So how you think you got here? How do you think all of this got here? I don't know. The answer to that is I don't know. And there's nothing wrong with saying I don't know. You don't have to have an answer for everything, because when you trying to find an answer for everything, then that's when you go to making up stuff. You see what I'm saying? That's when we get into the fairy tales and all of that. Because you can tell me all day long, God made everything. I'm going to ask you, who made God? You see what I'm saying? Because it's like a big box, and you open up this box and it's another box in there, and you open up that box and it's a box in there. And it's just a continuous thing, man. Like, okay, let me ask you this. All right, remember the World Trade Center, right? Remember when the World Trade Center fell? You had all of these people standing in front of these cameras, the people that survived, and they like, oh man, you know, without God, I wouldn't have made it out of there. And, you know, but you can literally be standing next to a family member of somebody that didn't make it out of the World Trade Center. So what does that say to them? When you sitting here saying your life is spared because of God, you know what I'm saying? But you got these people over here, they lost a family member. So who are they to blame?
And that's you know, that's some crazy shit, man. And I do want to say this. It's so crazy, Reggie, that you pointed that out to me. I went to school for so many years, fam. And you just said in 2 seconds, as far as the it being a metaphor for the sun, you said it has 12 seasons, 12 disciples, 12 hands on a clock. Oh my God!
Wait. You want to hear more? You want to hear more to that? You want to see?
Please, John Hardy, enlighten us, man.
Reggie.
Yeah, I hear you.
Get your pen and pad, good brother. We about to go. Get your pen and pad. Get your pen and pad. We about to take this one to another notch. All right. See the number 12, right? And let's just put it like this: the number 12, like Reggie said, is technically in the Bible more word God or Jesus. Google that. The number 12 is in there, right? Now, when you go deep into Jesus Christ, right? Jesus Christ, hey, y'all Christians gonna love me after this one. Jesus Christ, right, was born on December 25th, right? He was a star of the east, followed by 12 disciples. He performed miracles. He died. They put him in a tomb for 3 days. He resurrected, followed by 3 kings. He was a teacher at 12, baptized at the age of 30 by John the Baptist. He was known for healing the sick, walking on water, and raising the dead. Crucified, and because he, I think somebody snitched on him or something, right? Okay. Horus, you heard about Horus? Reggie.
Yeah, of course.
Let me break down Horus to you. Horus is the enemy of Set. That's good versus evil, dark versus light. Watch this. Horus was born December 25th. Born the virgin, star of the east, adorned by 3 kings. Teached at the age of 12. Ministry at 30. He had 12 disciples. He was healing the sick, walking on water, land of God, crucified, buried for 3 days, and resurrected. Hold up. Wait. There's more.
Wow.
Tammuz. You ever heard of Sumerians? The Sumerians?
Yeah.
Okay. Tammuz of the Samaria was born on December 25th. Born the virgin, Lord and Savior, the healer, descended to the underworld, raised from the dead. Let's go to Greece now. Attis of Greece, born the virgin on the 25th. Crucified, dead for 3 days, resurrected. Remember the Indian people? They got Krishna, the 8-arm person, 8-arm lady or dude. Krishna is an Indian god or goddess. Miracle conception, born from a miracle conception. Star of the East, performed miracles, resurrected. Dionysus of Greece, born the virgin, born 25th of December, performed miracle. He was known as the Kings of all kings, the Alpha and the Omega, resurrector, traveling teacher, turned wine into water. Mithra from Persia, born a virgin, December 25th, had 12 disciples, performed miracles, died for 3 days, resurrected. Easy. Sunday was his worship day.
Wow.
Now I can go on and on and on and on.
And you know the funny part about it? Everybody that he just named, all of their mother's name begin with the letter M.
Mary.
All of their mother's name begin with the letter M.
Wow. So wait, my question to y'all is: are they all the same person?
No. I'm gonna break it down now.
They all are the same character, just based in different cultures or religion, if you want to say.
Right. So if you take all of them, like every time a different culture took over, they gave different disciples and names and gods and sons of gods and so forth and so on. Now, when you look at okay, now watch this. This is the okay. I'm still warming up. This is gonna be fun. Now, when you look at the sun, right, like the brother said, the sun, if you take the word, and I told you this before we even got online, If you take the word S-O-N from the Bible and replace it with S-U-N, that Bible will make more sense to you. Remember when I said that? Take the word, the Son of Christ died on the cross. And when you replace that with S-U-N, died on the cross, you know what you got? You got is what you call an equinox. An equinox is when the sun go down the 21st of every month. It come down to like the 21st from the 22nd, right? 22nd, 23rd, it rises one notch every day until it hits to the 25th. 23rd, 4th, and 5th, the sun, the literal sun, has died and risen in 3 days, right? Now, on top of that, behind that, the astrological stars, shapes of stars, not the pictures they show us of a man pouring water, the astrological stars form a cross. Now, if you take the sun with the halo, like he said, the sun thing, and then behind it, the stars is forming a cross. Now, you cut a circle in that big sky and cut a circle. What you got? You got a cross with a circle around it. This is the depiction of most modern Jesus Christ today. You always see them with a halo on their head, backed by a cross. And if you look on the church, they got a cross with a round circle around it. That is the astrological depiction of the sun dying in 3 days, and there's a cross behind it.
Yeah.
That's called an equinox. Then if you go deeper into that, you go into the spring equinox. The spring equinox is when the sun come back around in April around springtime, because it's at the equator of the earth. It's marching in on March. It's springing in the springtime. So at this time, this is when the water poured wine on grapes. Jesus turned wine to grapes. The sun turned the wine to grapes. That is the beginning, technically, of all life form. And that's why they said it died and resurrected and came back. Because in those 3 times, it came back around to that time.
And then, you know, the funny thing, when you read the Bible, they start calling Jesus the Most High at age 12. When is the sun at its highest point in the sky? 12 noon. I mean, all you have to do, I mean, this is ABC.
All of these people I named, they all disappeared from a certain time, came back at 12, and then disappeared again. Like, Jesus don't have no real history before he hit 12.
Exactly. And
then his missing history is kind of distorted between 12 and 30. 30 is a 30-day cycle. 30 is the 30-day cycle of the moon. The 30 days is the moon. Now let's break this down. You got Jesus as the sun, right? You see the picture of the Last Supper?
Yeah.
Okay. Jesus in the middle of the sun, right? And every other figure in that picture is the 12 planets, starting with Aries all the way to the left, ending with Pisces always to the right. Wow. So now when we get to the 12, it's divided by 4 seasons.
Wow.
3 times on each season, which is 3 months for every season. Now to go deeper than that, let's take this all the way now. Let me astro travel for a minute. Now, you got the 12 disciples, right? Or everything that's in the 12. When you get to Buddha, there's 12 in it. When you get to Allah, there's 12 whatever angels or followed him when he died. And every religion, 12 holds a sacred power. Now, this is how I break it down. And you take the 12 imaginary people they got, because technically you can't prove one person. I got $1,000 for anybody who could prove one person existed in that Bible or the Quran or any of those books. They can't prove one. No, I need receipts. I need somebody's name attached to it. I want a DNA. I want historical, physical proof. Now, when you take all that and you put it with the planets, there's 12 planets. You got the sun, the moon, there's 12 planets. And then from the 12 planets, you break down to the 12 seasons. 12 seasons, right, break down to the earth. No, it break down to our bodies. Our bodies got 12 main organs. 12 neuron receptors, 12 main bone structures. When you break that down, 12 chakras, where they try to tell you it's 9 and 7, it's 12 chakras. So when you break that down and you get into the earth zone, the earth got like 12 layers of salt, which they call dirt and gravel. 12 atoms that created the water. 12 main vegetables, 12 main fruits. Each fruit, for instance, goes towards a specific artery in your body. So if you look at a carrot is shaped like an eye. You look at a celery is shaped like a bone. You know what I mean? You look at grapes and rip your chest open, your lungs is shaped like 2 grapevines. So this is where I usually connect the 12 planets with the 12 biological function, with the 12, earth strand. And then when you get back into all religion, you go back to the number 12, the root 12. You got the tribes of Israel. You got the songs of Jacob, 12 songs of Jacob, 12 judges of Israel, 12 kings of Israel, 12 pillars of law, 12 cakes of tabernacle, 12 lions of Solomon, 12 precious stones, 12 bulls. So the number 12 actually representing man. And I almost threw my Bible away until I realized, I went so deep into it, I realized the first 5 books is to break down the physical man. Even when they talk about 666, it's only in the Bible 3 times. 666 is the creation of man. In science, they taught us that it was 6 neutrons, 6 protons, 6 electrons. The only time they say the 666 is negative in Revelation. And in Revelation, it said the beast 666 from all 4 corners is going to come together and do what? That sounds like the black man going to get tired of the white man and going to come from all different corners and realize that this whole world has always been black.
Wow. What the fuck? That's crazy.
He's dropping bombs, bro. He's dropping bombs. I ain't even got to say that, man.
Don Hardy said niggas gonna have enough.
Yeah, that's what the 666 is. So if you get into your biological functions, you get into your now let's go deeper than this, right? Let's take the 12 disciples of Jesus Christ. Now we're gonna break that down into, like, for instance, let's use Judah. Judah turned on disciple. Judas. You got Judas gave him up, right? Judas represents a zodiac sign, which is the Scorpio. Even in the Bible, it says he got bit by a scorpion. See what I'm saying? Wow. The sun, the Sagittarius, represent getting rid of the light. The sun, every sign represents something literally simple, like Aries, the bullhorn Aries. Now they use the bull, which is on Wall Street. Now they use the bullhorn, which blows an air. That means the age of the Aries came in, because before it was the age of Jesus Christ. The age of Jesus Christ was Pisces. Pisces was fishes. So when you see, sometimes you see logos of fishes on the back of people's truck.
Right.
That's why they had a lot of fishing symbols representing Jesus Christ. But now we coming into the age of Aquarius. So now let's go even deeper than that. Let's take all 12 of these figure of imagination, plant them in a planet, right? Or plant them in a horoscope sign. And let's start with the first sign, which is the first planet, right? Which is Mars, which is Aries, ruled by Mars. Now, you can take all the 12 disciples and you can see how they formulate a physical man. Aries rules the head. Taurus rules the throat. Gemini rules the lungs. Cancer rules the chest. Leo rules the back. Virgo rules the intestines. Libra rules the bladders and kidneys. Scorpio rules the reproduction system. Sagittarius rules the hips. Capricorn rules the legs. Aquarius rules the ankle. Pisces rules the feet. That's a man. That's a man.
God damn.
That's a man right there.
Wow.
Now, when you even get deeper than that, you can even go into my astromedic, where you know what I'm saying. You're looking at Aries. Aries rules the head, so it rules certain parts of the head. Rules the spinal cord. The spinal cord ruled by what? Certain kind of salt. It's ruled by potassium. This is why they get headaches.
Now, real quick, can I pose a question to you, Reginald? This is it might go a little left, but You know, you got a part of me because I'm not well versed in this. I'm just a student here. But a lot of people feel, and just work with me, I'm freestyling, but a lot of people feel that the sun died out a long time ago, and what we're seeing now is a projection. Maybe could that be a metaphor for for the topic like this?
You mean the sun dying out?
Yeah,
I don't think we'll. I mean, I don't think we'll be here with no sun.
Well, as far as a lot of people feel like the sun is a projector now. You know what I mean? They're saying that it's not they're saying the real sun died out. And I guess I'm trying to draw the dots or connect the dots between if we're saying that Jesus was a reference to the sun and the sun died out. You know what I'm saying? Is there any connections there?
That sounds like an excuse that, you know what I'm saying, somebody that believes in Jesus would use. You know what I'm saying? It just sounds like an excuse because, I mean, like I say, man, when you get into the book tells you, and you know, even though this book is not to be taken literally, excuse me, but people still take it literally. So, according to their book, not me, not according to John Hardy, not according to Low Key, but according to their book, this stuff is not real. Because when you look into the book, I mean, like, let me ask you a question, man. Let me really ask you a question, Low Key. Now, you know about the story of Lucifer, right? You know the devil was once, by their account, the devil was once an angel. He was an angel in heaven. He was one of God's most powerful angels. He was like one of the leaders.
Right.
All of a sudden, he started fighting against God. He built up this great following. Right. And all of this is going on in heaven, man. All of this is going on in heaven around a person, around a spirit, or whatever you want to call them, that's supposed to know all things. So before he gave Lucifer that promotion, he was supposed to know he was going to do that, right?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I mean, he knows all, right? So when he found out, and I'm only speaking according to the Bible. This is not my opinion. This is according to the Bible. When God found out Lucifer was, plotting on him or whatever he had going on against him, he kicked him out of heaven, him and all his followers, and made him ruler of this world. Like, so you literally fired somebody and gave him a promotion on a new job. You see what I'm saying? That's right. What you did. Like, I mean, when I look at these stories, man, because people look at me and they like, if I was to drop dead right now on this live stream, man, people will say, see, that's because he don't believe in Jesus. You see what I'm saying? They say stuff like that. But when I go to the Bible and start pointing out these scriptures, like nobody wants to say anything. Like Exodus 11:5. You got the Pharaoh holding all of these so-called Jews slaves in Egypt. And he wants them to free the slave. And rather than go kill the Pharaoh, because you literally made the whole existence, the planets or whatever with the snap of a finger. But you want to free these slaves, but for some reason you can't get them chains off. For some reason, you feel the need to go kill all the firstborn kids in Egypt. You let the Pharaoh live, but you killed the firstborn kids. Like, I find that very ironic. And once he freed them, once he killed the kids and freed the slave, then the Pharaoh and his army started chasing them. Now, common sense will tell you, why didn't you just kill the Pharaoh? It would have only been the kids left. You wouldn't have had nobody to chase you. So they running through the desert. They got nowhere to go. They run into the Red Sea. Now they ain't got nowhere to go because they trapped because the Red Sea in front of them. They ain't got nowhere to go. So what does God do? He split the Red Sea so they can walk through. Like, are you kidding me? And he did all of this. And the Jews were so happy that he did that they built a golden calf in his honor to worship him. And God said, by them making that golden calf, they was worshiping false idols. And he blamed them for that. And he told Moses to go down there and you tell them to draw their swords draw their swords, walk from one side of the camp to the other, kill every man and woman until your population is down to 3,000. This is what God said. This is what he told Moses to tell them, because they were so happy that he freed them. They built a golden calf in his name because they didn't know any other way to honor him. So they built a golden calf in his name, and he got offended by that. And he told them to kill each other until their population was down to 3,000. Like,
no. You know what's funny? What I just said, you broke down in the Bible. When they killed the calf, even when Noah went, and remember Noah took that stone and threw it at the calf they was worshiping, false idols and everything. Okay. Yeah. And then you seen the dude with the blowing the ram after that. Okay. That was, and when they said God said kill your people, kill them all, that was really just symbolizing killing the bull, bringing in the ram, killing Taurus, bringing in the next month, which I mean Aries. You know what I mean? Because in astrology, when you get into the spiritual aspect of astrology, it goes backwards. So it's the bull season was over with. So like even if you go back in Revelations, right? In the book of Revelation, it speaks of it basically speaks of the end of time, but it really represents the sun going through the cardinal sign. The cardinal sign is Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and Scorpio. Those are 4 seasons. So the sun is going through those 4 seasons, which is these horoscope signs are equated to the 4 beasts of Revelation in St. John's. I think that's in chapter 4:7, St. John's Divine 4, Revelation 4:7. And then it says the first book was a lion, and the second beast was this first beast was a lion, second beast was a calf. Now, if you go back to the signs I just named, the lion is Leo, the calf is Taurus, and the third beast had a face of a man. That's the Aquarius pouring water. The fourth beast was an eagle. That's equivalent to like a flying eagle, like that. I know the fourth one is similar to a Scorpio. You know what I mean? So Leo is a lion, Taurus is a bull / calf, Aquarius is the man pouring the water, and water, the Scorpio has like 3 symbols. One is scorpion, another one an eagle, another one the serpent. That's why they call it the scorpion. See what I'm saying? So it was saying the end of those seasons. This is what people you can't even get this to, like me trying to talk to somebody older, 70 something. It's no waste. These people already been brainwashed to a point that you can take something like this. This could be either simple mathematics or actual facts. Yeah. This is actual facts.
Yeah, because they even talk about the pineal gland in there. They even talk about the pineal gland.
And they talk about another thing. They talk about there is so many chapters people don't see. Where people like, I remember back in the day, people like, oh, like they be like, what this got to do with the Bible? I said, you go look up what the Bible got to say about the stars before I throw one at your nut ass. Go read what the Bible say about the stars. It speaks highly of the sun, moon, and the stars. It's so many chapters.
Yeah,
it's like if you take Mercury, right? Let's say God is the sun. I mean, the sun is God.
I mean, they do call God the sun in the Bible.
Right. So let's say God is the sun.
S-U-N.
Yep. So let's say God is the sun. Mercury will be considered God's messenger. Mercury rules communication. Now, this is for people that's in astronomy and telling me this don't exist. Catch me through a retrograde. Look, Mercury rules communication, right? That's God's messenger. That's God's intelligence. So now when Mercury comes, right, close to the world, it goes backwards. It calls a retrograde. Mercury rules technology and electronic. Now, anybody in this chat room, go back to March and go back from March to April, July to August, and tell me you didn't have a miscommunication problem. Tell me you didn't have car problems. Tell me you didn't revisit old family because it rules siblings and ain't bring no crazy ass exes back in your life. This is in the Bible, so they know secret society know how to use it, and this is how they walk people. Let's say you take somebody like Will Smith. He turned his kids into grown people before they even went grown, but he did it the wrong way. So the elite taught him how to do that, but he turned the boy into a girl, girl into the boy, because he think he's learning something that already been taught to us. Because at the age of 1, the kids, if you're going off it's a lunation cycle from the moon. Now, even in the Bible, when they speaks of God time as one age, I mean the ages, it speaks of the ages, right? And it says 1 year God time is 1 day man time. Shut up my face. What y'all talking about?
Yo, John.
Hold on, wait. 1 year of God time is called a progress astrology, where the moon in our time goes 28 days, but a progressive moon goes 28 years.
I find that funny that they would even relate time to God.
They doing it, but they did it slick because they saying like nobody can explain like what do they mean by God one day to us, it's a year to God. No, there's two forms of astrology. You got transits where the moon go around the earth for 28 days. Then you got a progressive transit where that moon, so it goes around the earth every 28 days, right? Every 2.5 days, right? Every 2.5 days, that sun go through another sign until it gets to the 12th sign. Once it get to the 12th sign, 2.5 times whatever equals, 12 equals 28 days. The moon, progressive moon, do the same thing, but it's more what your soul wants. So when you get to the moon in the physical world, it speaks of what you need to do hypothetically, or the feelings you may come across within those daytimes. So you take right now, the moon was in Libra. This is where relationships can begin, because the moon is the mother. The moon is emotions. You know what I mean? Relationships can build because Libra rules relationships. Libra rules the 7th house, which is called relationship, marriage, commitment, shit like that. Then right now, we just went into Scorpio. Get ready for some relationship fights going on. So after that, it goes 2.5 days to each zodiac sign. See what I'm saying? Then after that, when you go on what your soul want, now you do a progressive chart. A progressive chart shows that moon that's in Libra going to be in there for 3.5 years. Now you do 3.5 years in a progressive chart. Every 3.5 years, we got a certain experience in our life. Started from 1 all the way back to 28. And if anybody here hit the age of 28, they've been through something brand new at the age of 28.
Wow.
How old are you, Reggie?
I'll be 38 October 9th.
Now go back 10 years ago. Matter of fact, because Venus about to retrograde on top of that. So go back 10 years ago. What happened to you brand new?
10 years ago, I was like, I almost married a Guatemalan. Like I've been with my lady now for 8 years. But like prior to that, I was with this Guatemalan chick.
Right. That was a new beginning. Now Venus traversed the world every 8 years in the same zodiac sign. So you met your girl 8 years ago when Venus was in Libra, going into Scorpio. So avoid any conflicts coming up October, or hell gonna break loose around you. You should be feeling it now. It's building up.
Yeah, you about right.
It's building up right now. You don't know where it's coming from. That's where it's coming from. Venus rules love. So when Venus comes, Venus create love. But when Venus go retrograde, it bring back shit from 8 years ago. So problem you had 8 years ago can resurface. Venus is Scorpio. Venus is the planet of love. Scorpio's power struggle, signify power struggle. Scorpio could be like ruled by Pluto, so it can create fear, death, control freaks. Let it go. Hard to let go. Not want to let it go. It also rules sex. So it can have somebody saying, I don't want sex, or they can be over sexually active. This just happened today. So any issues you had 8 years ago, whenever you get into something with her, be like, babe, let's go back 8 years ago this way. You can even have an ex pop up from 8 years ago. God damn.
Now, real quick, family, I do have to ask this question. I want to pose it to both of y'all. But John, I personally know people like for years, and they believe in Jesus Christ, but they do not believe in anything that has to do with zodiac signs.
You know why? Because if you take something, right? If a female tell her 2-year-old child that her father ain't no good from the age of 2 to the age of 16,
right,
and then the grandmother backing that up, that girl is programmed to believe her father and no nigga is good. So when you got people in power programming these things through cartoon and everything, you can't even get to them. This is where the deaf, dumb, and blind come. This is where people sleepwalking. This is where you can't even convince somebody to save their life. You know what I mean? So if I'm telling somebody, look, the answer to cancer is in the book, it's in the Bible, the answer to cancer, then they want to listen to me. If I tell them how to use this moon or how to use the planet such and such to get money, then they're going to listen to me. But if you try to talk to people about simplicity, it's hard to get to them because they so brainwashed. And I don't know, I'm be honest, I don't know nobody who could break this down as easy as I can break it down. There's a lot of people that know this. There's a lot of people that die for this. There's a lot of people that speak up on it, but they can't interpret. They can't interpret it. You know what I mean? Come and interpret it.
I'm one of them. I'm one of them. I'm one of them too. Like I agree with everything he say. I just can't put it in the words that he do. You see what I'm saying? I could think it all day, but
right, you got the facts. You got the facts and everything.
Like I need somebody else to explain. It's kind of hard for me to. I can't put it into words. But it's all in my head, though. I see it and I get all of it. I just can't fuck.
And it's crazy. It's crazy. But real quick, John, it's crazy because I seen John. I seen Reginald Williams with the Kool-Aid smile when you was going in. I'm like, okay, he's vibing what you saying.
Yeah. Dude, he on point, man. Like, and like I know people that say, I don't believe in Jesus, but I believe in God. And I still be confused about that, man. Because just like I said, man, we all know something made us. Something made the trees, the air, everything. We know that. But we don't know what it, we don't have to have an answer for it, though. That's my thing.
I always say there's a father in the universe, mother of the earth. Mother of the earth, the original name of the earth was Gaia, Mother Gaia. Before they called it Africa, China, and all that, Asia, and all that other name. It was Earth, Mother Earth, Gaia. Then it was the father of the universe, and the stars was the sun. So
yeah, but I mean, as far as people trying to contribute everyday attributes to this invisible spirit, like
you know what I tell people? You know what I tell people? When you take something so powerful, right, and try to put a name to a physical name to it, you lose the understanding of the power of the most divine. If you keep trying to put a name, because it's going to get so confusing that it's going to diminish not only your belief, it's going to create a false belief, but you're not going to understand the power of, because most people go to church to find God. I say go look in the mirror.
The word God is a Greek word. And
it's a title. The word God is a title.
And they ain't even been here. They only been here 6,000 years. Their history goes back about 6,000 years. We was here long before them. So
technically 7,000.
Yeah, but how can they come up with a word for you?
Right.
I don't understand that, man. And my thing is, man, people really think that it's something up there that's sending out Holy Spirits to do good deeds for some people and not good deeds for others. And you cannot prove that to me. Like, it's all cause and effect. Like, people will literally get a new job, a good job, and thank God for it when they the ones that went out, you know, filling out applications, doing online applications, sending in resumes or whatever. But they'll contribute that job to God.
Yeah, check this out. I helped somebody, right? I helped somebody with cancer one time. There was a friend of mine's mother and shit. And the cancer was reduced, like literally gone. She was like, thank God, thank Jesus. I was saying to myself, what? I did that. I ain't taking no credit. God might have gave me the power to do it, but thank me, not the doctor. You was in the hospital. The doctor couldn't figure it out. And then they be doing things like, you know what I mean, getting things from their mother, from people, like you said. I understand. Look, if there's a God that exists, I mean, if there's a higher being that's up there, give thanks to the higher being. Like I tell black people today, thank your mother and your father who gave you life. They want to thank the higher creator for that. You give thanks to your mother and father. Like a person will let somebody call their mother stupid, but flip over talking about an invisible Jesus. Like, don't talk about my Jesus. Yeah, my mother is stupid. You can talk, but not my Jesus. Like, hold up. This one, they brainwash the heck out of everybody.
Yeah, they really did, man. Like, these people literally teach their kids to think an imaginary person for some food before they eat it, when they mom and dad is sitting right there with receipts in their pocket from Kroger's and Walmart.
Like, and I bet you if Jesus exists, I bet you Jesus turn around and be like, no, thank your mother, thank your father, and then you can thank me if you want. But thank your mother and father. Because my father gave them the power to do what they did for you.
And
yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, my fault.
Yeah, that's all I was saying.
Yeah, man. I be kind of like on mixed terms with that, man. Like, people be like, oh, I'm gonna pray. Nah, don't pray for me, dude. Cause praying ain't gonna do nothing. I ain't never seen nobody pray for nothing, and it happens.
I'm not going to take prayer away, because I do pray. I do meditate. The thing about that is you got to get in tune with your higher self. See, the thing about all this is raising your vibration, getting in alignment with yourself.
Let me explain what I'm saying. I meditate. I don't pray. You can't ask for. You can't even pray for a Bible and get it.
Okay, listen what I'm saying. Okay, I know what you're saying. This is what I'm saying. I said when I pray, right? When I pray to my higher self. That's my conscience. That's a person within me that look like me, that got way more power than me. See what I'm saying?
You really myself. Then you're really not praying. You're just meditating, right?
No, it's both of them. Like, I might now meditating and prayer is two different things. So when I'm meditating, I'm in tune with myself. I'm blocking everything out just to probably focus on one entity. You know what I mean? Or either just for peace. When you meditate, the thing about meditation is creating peace within yourself. That's the main thing. It's not for abundance and all that crap that you're. When you meditate, it's to get a solace in you, because like when you go back to the shamans, you go back to the Yeshuas and the real true Buddhists, when they meditated, it was just to get peace and silence in them. Still, calm as water creates peace. Peace make you look at the world in a whole different way. You raise your vibration.
That's why a lot of people don't like to meditate, because when you meditate, all you doing is just sitting there, being quiet, concentrating on your breathing. And when you do that, everything that's going wrong in your life pops up in your head. And people don't want to view that. They don't want to.
But outside of the United States and UK, you know how many people do that? Only in the United States and UK, they got us to this crap where, you know what I mean? Even if you look at the Statue of Liberty, let's go back to the Statue of Liberty. Statue of Liberty was sent over here by France. It was a black lady, right? But they got rid of that and put that white lady there with the thorns in their head, with the halo again, with the sun shape and shit. You know what I mean? With the fire and the flame. But if you go outside of the United States and UK, even the Pope bowed down to a black female statue. Every other one bowed down to a black female statue. We're the only two that's bowed down to a white statue.
You could go to China. They got black Buddhists over there as soon as you get off the airport.
Bingo. If you go to Egypt, historically, all the statues was black. You know what I mean? Africa, that's why they broke the nose. Asia.
So you couldn't tell. They had to break the nose and the lips, because that's the only way you can identify them.
All of them was black. So even when you get to Yeshua was black. Mother Mary was black.
But see, my thing is, like, and I talk to people, I talk to Muslims all day, I talk to Christians. It don't matter what religion you is, man. I like to get insight on everything, because I like to know how another person thinking. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, somebody asked me the other day, was I an atheist? I was like, no, I'm not no atheist, man. I said, I'm just me. Like, it's like, well, you don't believe in God, then you gotta be. I'm like, man, I don't subscribe to nothing. Like, I don't need nothing to know not to disrespect my mother. Like, I don't need religion to know not to go snatch that lady purse. You know what I'm saying? I don't need religion to tell me to feed somebody if they hungry, or, you know what I'm saying, clothe somebody if they need clothes. So I just do the right thing anyway, because you born with morality. That's all that is. Don't nobody tell a tree to grow leaves. Don't nobody tell the leaves to fall off in the fall. It's just do it. See what I'm saying? It automatically does. The same thing with your body. Don't nobody, if you get a cut on your hand, don't nobody come and say, hand, sew yourself back up in a week. It does it automatically. It's
Look,
automatic.
if you, like you said, if you take all these plants, they systematically automatic what to do. You could take an animal and it'll raise itself or whatever, just like us. Things are natural in us. The white man seen that way back in Africa, and they say they're going to educate us and make us civilized when they actually made us uncivilized, reverse the matrix on us, and have their living their barbaric standards while they're actually learning how to live civilized from us. Like you said, we don't need to be taught certain things. You know what I mean? We know right from wrong when we're a child. At the age of 1, we already got knowledge because we just can see things. We don't understand. At the age of 2, we got wisdom. We breaking down what we see. By the age of 3, we got understanding. A 3-year-old should be able to communicate. Now, let's take this in astrology, right? The age of 1 is ruled by Aries. That's the beginning. The age of, that's the head. That's when your head is formulating and your brain's thing coming out. The age of 2 is wisdom. That's when you practice your communication because that rules the throat. The age of 3 is actually ruling it, you know, the more buildup of your lungs and chest. But at the age of 3 is ruled by Gemini. That's the communication. So every kid at the age of 3 should master communication. They should know how to talk. But they got our kids at the age of 4, they still sucking on bottles and they leg dragons on rollers and shit. Those things they sit in and shit like that. So this is things that we supposed to be teaching our kids by the age of 12, just like Jesus and all the other disciples. They supposed to be master certain thing. At the age of 8, they should know credit, investment, and stuff like that. At the age of 7, they should learn about relationship. At the age of 6, they should learn, you know, one, how to be equal, but they should learn about health instead of learning your dick is for this and your tongue is for this. They should know their body parts at the age of 6. This is your lung, this is your organ, this is this. At the age of 4, they should learn about the culture, the things around them. See what I'm saying?
Can I piggyback off that? Like, and that's my whole thing with religion, man. Like, religion keeps you lazy a lot of times. Not all people, but for the most part, most religious people are lazy because not physically lazy, like they don't clean their house, but like, you know what I'm saying, mentally and spiritually lazy because they waiting on this invisible entity to, you know what I'm saying, take over and do what it gotta do. When in reality, it's cause and effect, man. If you don't get out there and do nothing, then you're not gonna have nothing. Like that's just
it got a prime example of that. You ever walk into a church and see a lady saying, God gonna send me my husband, and she been in that church for over 30 years, still waiting on her. If you don't get your butt out that church and go somewhere and find they sitting in that church for 40 years, it ain't nothing but old ladies that been in there bragging about being there 30, 40 years, waiting on their husband.
That's what I was telling a lady today. On the church, I say when you go to these churches, majority of the people in there are women and gay men. Like majority of churches are filled with women, and women should be the last people in a damn church, in my opinion, because the church, the Bible ain't got no respect for them. Now people can try to throw the Bible out all they want, man, but when you walk in a church, that's what that preacher preaching out of. So that's what they center their life around, and the Bible ain't got no respect for it. I got kicked out of my lady mother's church, out of my mother's-in-law church. Her preacher is a lady, and it wasn't even Sunday. It was Wednesday. It was Bible study. So, you know, that's the day that you can ask questions. I didn't want to go. I just got tired of her mama asking me to go. Like, that's when I first met her. So, you know, I'm trying to make a good impression on her mama or whatever. I wasn't even in the church. I already knew my studies and everything back then, but I went anyway just to ask this lady question. And the preacher is a lady. So you already know the first thing I hit her with was 1 Corinthians 14 and 34. Women are not permitted to speak in the church, for it is shameful.
That's also in Timothy too. You're right. That's in the
come on, man. Are you kidding me?
You know what I tell them? Look, let's go deeper in the church. You know what I used to say? What does Christian, Judaism, Buddhist, and Muslim got in common? 1, a woman got no rights in none of those things. 2, you got to pay to go to heaven. I'm going to repeat that. A woman ain't got no right in none of those things. They don't got no regards for women. You don't even got historical things about all the miracles that a female did. They don't even talk about the miracles of females having babies, cooking, cleaning, and washing, taking care of the men. Then on top of it, you gotta pay to get to heaven. I heard some pastors say, if you don't pay, you know what, you're not going to get your blessings. And then 3, you got to have faith. Faith blinds the shit out of people because you believe so wholeheartedly in Allah, Jesus, Buddhists. Nobody can't even open your eyes. You can't even say nothing. Anything you say positive about them, but opening their eyes, it's the devil, it's criticism. It's because you don't believe in this and you don't believe in that. You right, I don't believe in it. You shouldn't believe in it because you can't even prove Jesus existed. Or Muhammad, or Buddha.
Hey John, you know what I figured out a long time ago? If you take everything that you was taught and reverse it, you would be better off. We was literally taught that, like we literally taught, 666 is evil. We taught witchcraft. All of this is evil, but the elites, they using it.
They using it every day. They using witchcraft. They using the meditation. They using the stars. They using vibrations.
They teach you astronomy is evil. What? Learning about the stars is evil? Are you kidding me? Why I can't learn about the stars? What's evil about that? Like, man,
real quick, family, hold that thought. I do want to salute Keys to Win for rocking with us. She's been in the chat the whole entire time. She did say she was a Christian, and she said this is interesting, but she also, she admits that she's very open-minded. So I definitely want to salute Keys to Win for rocking.
She said she is a Christian, not was. She is.
Right, she's a yeah. My fault.
Hey, low key, she's a woman, right? That is a woman, right?
Yes, and I respect her for rocking with us because her actions show how open-minded she is. You know what I mean?
But that's good. Did she know about the 1 Corinthians 14 and 34 about the women not supposed to speak in church? That's good. Did she know about that?
And Keys to Win, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? So when she responds, I'll definitely let you guys know.
We can even go to Leviticus 12 and 2, where it says if a woman has a boy, she's unclean for 7 days, but if she has a girl, she's unclean for 2 weeks. Like, are you kidding me? If a woman, the Bible says if a woman is on a menstruation, she can't even go to church until the menstruation is over. She can't even sit on the bed. Like, are you kidding me? She can't even sit in the bed in her own house. But we let these people get away with this, and we try to say, well, it's just a book. Well, if it's just a book, why is your life centered around it? If you saying the book is flawed, then why is your life centered around it? Like, I don't understand that, and I try to talk. I try to talk to as many religious people as I can because I want to know. You know what I'm saying? Why they the way they are, like, because even when I was forced to go to church.
You know what's messed up? You know what's messed up what you was about to say? It's even worse. Because you got 2 type of ministries. You got those Illuminati Mason niggas. They know this. But then you got some ministries that really don't know this. So
they really think they're doing a good thing.
The worst thing, you know what I learned? You know what I learned in religion? Well, this is one thing I learned that was positive in religion. And it's the custom in all religion. If you a spiritual person, it is not for you to debate amongst people with religion because it only brings your knowledge down, trying to get something to them that they never going to want to see, which can create emotional arguments. It can create imbalancement. You could leave that thing. It's not wise to teach somebody who don't want to be taught.
That's right.
You let them say blind. They'll come to you when they need you.
And that's why I don't debate. I just like having open discussion.
So even when you get back to the stars, like you got the book of Job, which says he is the maker of the bear, which is symbolized a horoscope sign, and the Orion. In astronomy, they got the Orion belt, the Palladius, and the constellation of the south. Right? And then you got, again, can you blind what it said? Can you bind the beautiful Palladius again? Can you lose the cause of the Orion? Like, it's so many things that speaks of the star. Lift your eyes and look to the heavens. Who created all of these? He who brings the starry host its stars one by one and called them by their name because of the great mighty power of their name. There go. That's Isaiah. And then if you get into Psalm, the heavens declare the glory of God, the skies proclaim the work in his hands. Day after they pour forth speech, night and day, they have the knowledge. Anywhere, it's so many chapters I can go down that literally speaks about the sun, moon, and the stars. Now, behind the scene, the people that know about it, let's just say the Masons, they know there's a 12-step program. That's where they got the 12-step program from. There's a 12, when the kids reach a 12-year-old, you know what I mean? You got the 12 senators, which was technically you got 13 because the president's senator. You got 12 Constantines, but you got 13 because the United States is one. You know what I mean? You got everything, like he said, is broken down in 12, but you got the secret 13. Because when you go into astrology, a zodiac sign, there's technically 13 zodiac signs. There's 13. Planet Nibiru is a 13 planet that come around. Now, if you want to allocate anybody to God, put Nibiru as God, because when it was just the sun and the moon, right? Nibiru came around and knocked Uranus on his ass, and Nibiru created the rings around Satan, which in some philosophy, they say the fallen angels is trapped in those rings around Satan, which is called Saturn. And part of that broke off, right, of Uranus, created the earth, which created a moon within the earth. If you look up Jupiter, Jupiter got its own moon. So there's mad life outside of here because certain planets already come with their own moon. We're just in the middle of all of that. They're going to create life from the Big Bang Theory on actual facts versus if you take the Bible, in the beginning, God made the world, and then you take the Big Bang Theory, they actually saying the same thing, timeline and everything.
And see, my thing with the Bible though, see, people point to certain stuff in the Bible. They point to certain stuff in the Bible to justify they argument or whatever, and then the other stuff that's all curvy and stuff, we just throw that out the window. Like either we gonna collectively agree that this Bible is bullshit or it's real, because we can't keep going through it like, okay, this part is real, but this part is not. This part, like, we literally got God in here making bets with the devil and people losing their whole family. You know what I'm saying? Like, because God had a bet with the devil. I mean, the devil just really walking up like, what is this? Luke? No, that's Job 1:6. One day the angels come to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came with them. Like, what? How did he get? So he just walked up on God, and God asked the devil where he came from, and the devil told him he's been pacing the earth back and forth. Like, really? So you killing people that don't believe in you, and you killing drug dealers and stuff, but you got this devil just walking around for all these 100,000s a year. Like, you gotta be kidding me, man. Like,
now, real quick, family. Keys to Win has a question for both of y'all. I'm not sure if we went into depth with this question earlier, but she wants to know: do any of you or either of you feel this? Well, first she asked, "Do you believe in God or a higher power?" And then she said, "Do you feel the spirit of the Lord?"
let me answer that right quick. When you say, "Do I believe in God?" I know she mean, do I believe in a higher power? I'm gonna throw the God thing out the window. But like I say, I know something made us, something made all of this, the planets, the stars, the earth, whatever, something made all of this. But we don't know what it was. So, and whatever it was, I don't think it needs to be worshipped. You know what I'm saying? I don't think whatever made all of this, I don't think it needs to be worshipped. I don't think it's jealous. I don't think it's vengeful, because you can't create all of this stuff. You can't be the creator of all things and be jealous of what you created. Like, I'm just not buying that. But as far as me believing in something, I mean, I believe in me, because until something presents itself to me, and I mean, I know how to activate my inner spirit. Like, everybody got an inner spirit. And whatever they want to attribute to God, it's inside of you. It ain't nothing else outside of you. They making you think it's outside of you. Ain't nothing outside of you. But that's what they want you to think. But I don't believe in all of that stuff, because you can't tell me that the creator is divine and making all these decisions when you got a country full of the biggest landmass on this earth is filled with AIDS and starving kids. Not just starving kids, but starving kids where you can literally see they real coming out of their body, flies in their face, and they go to sleep like that. And they wake up the next day. They wake up the next day like that. That's torture. That's torture. Why not just kill them when you got people over here making millionaires every day, making the average person a millionaire off of the lottery, off of game shows. You got a person going to play a child's game on TV, making 200 million. You see what I'm saying? But you got all these kids over here starving. But you gonna tell it's a great creator that loves everything.
But Reggie, real quick, doesn't that just go back to the point that what you said earlier? This is not God's realm. This is Lucifer's realm. So that's why that something like that can happen here.
Well, I'm gonna disagree with that. You know why?
Okay, so let me close with this. Just let me close with this. If this was Lucifer's realm, then why won't God take care of him? Why won't he take him out? Why does he allow him to do that? And I'm gonna close with that.
All right. I want to say, like, do I believe in a higher power? Yes. Do I feel a spirit? Yes. And I'm not going to say of the Lord the same way I'm not going to say God, because Lord and God is a title. So when you say Lord of the underground, I always associate that with vampire towns and stuff like that. But do I believe in a spirit? Yes. I believe there's a spirit in us. Me, I could break it down physically. Spirit is the breath of life. God blew, so-called, they say, well, God blew breath in us. I don't know if that happens, but our breath and the blood of Christ, that's our blood. The blood is tainted right now. You know what I mean? They usually always take the blood and make the blood tainted from drinking, smoking, and all this, corruption with food and stuff like that, because they know if they take the blood, you know what I mean, or the breath, without one of those, we can't live. Now, me personally, I've experienced things. And calling to things into existence. I've experienced dreams that I prayed for answers for, and I literally went in those dreams and like astral travel. When you go deeper into it, hold on. When you go deeper into it, like the brother said, something created all of this. And I don't think it's something that said, for I am a jealous God. See, what I believe they did, I believe in the Bible because I found things in the Bible. I believe they took the Bible, flipped it inside out, upside down, and switched it backward on us. So that Bible information came from somewhere. Once you get the origin and tracing it where it come from, there's an origin root message. Like you got a Bible back in the 1800s that was made from the Ethiopians, where in that Bible it says so-called Jesus or Yahshua was not eating meat. He was a vegetarian. A lot of people debated that. Jesus did not drink wine. He flipped when they made wine. And if you go back again, you got to look up the Yahshua. You know what I mean? Not Jesus. Yahshua ben Yasuf, something like that. So boom. Then even on top of that, when you get into the Bible alone, I see this is why I say be careful to say that what don't, because whatever people can't approve, what people try to prove exists to me, I can't prove I can't prove to them it don't exist, because there's no answers for that. Nobody got the answer to the creator. You know what I mean? So I won't say God don't exist. If somebody's saying God exists, none of us can prove that to be factual either which way you look at it. You know what I mean? But it's facts proving Jesus. If it was a Jesus, he was black. It's facts proving the letters J's and V didn't exist. It's facts proving, that a lot of these things can't be proven in the Bible. It's facts proving that all of this is associated with astrology. But I do believe there's within every planet, there's an angel controlling those planets, because those planets got personalities. I don't know where they come from. So I believe there's angels amongst, the planets, and then there's rulers in like 10 different, to me, there's 10 different heavens. You got the earth, then you got the higher earth, which is above, then you get into the space. Once you get to the third dimension of earth and the physical point, you can't leave that. Even spaceships can't leave that, because then there's a point above the earth where it will burn 2,000 degrees of metal. So there's nothing that can go past that. So we never landed on the moon. That can kick rocks. So now, but I believe in our astral body, we can exist in certain elements of our body, because when you think about it, when we die, we got to go from where we came from. You know what I mean? But when you get back to the Bible, they make it so complicated. I almost threw my Bible away. And I've been to church all my life. And it was 2015, really 12, I was going through this. But in 15, it just hit me. You know, I started learning the Bible, and I started learning the Bible, how to heal people from the Bible, but interpret it my own way. And I don't waste my time trying to explain it to people. So if I give people spiritual reason, I give them what they ask for. I'm like, Allah told me to tell you, or Jesus told me to tell you, or whoever they believe in. I'm not going to take that away from them, because some people so hard to believe in it, they really create miracles. You could manifest something. You could make things happen by believing. It's the belief. It doesn't matter who you believe in. If your belief is strong enough, you can make things happen. But when I get into the Bible the way the people reading it, if you go to Genesis chapter 1, 3 verses 5, it says on the first day, God created light. It separated the light and darkness, right? Right after that, in 1:14, it said the sun, which separates night and day, wasn't created until the fourth day. See, on the first day, God created light. The sun was created on the fourth day. So many contradictions. That's what you can name this title. In Genesis 1:11, it says trees was created before man was created. In Genesis 2, chapter 4:9, man was created before the trees was created. This is in the Bible. This is literally in the Bible. Genesis 1:20, it says birds was created before man was created. Genesis 2:7, it said man was created before bird was created. That's just Genesis. I can go all through this book and show you literally Genesis 2:17, Adam was to die the very day that he ate the forbidden fruit. Then in Genesis 5, it said Adam lived to 930 years.
Hey, Hardy. Hardy.
Yeah.
Hey, look, let me ask a question right quick, man. Like, I want to ask this question, man. For people that think, you know, God, everything is done for a reason. So, people really think, since everything done for a reason, and I'm not being funny, I really want this, you know, I really want somebody, you know, somebody to chime in on this. God does everything for a reason, according, you know, to the people that believe in it. What reason would he have for allowing a 200-pound man to stick his penis in a 70-pound-year-old, 13-year-old girl? What would be his?
I'm gonna break it down. See, God, let's say God, for instance, you know, just for the conversation, gave us our own. We was born above the angels. Like at one time, God told the angels to bow down to us, and then in Muslim world, the jinn said no, but the other two flames said yes. In this Christian world, Lucifer said no, I'm not bowing down. They're only human. We're such and such. We're made of this, and then but we was living beings unlike them. So we had our mind to make our own choice. Now, with that said, on this earth, there was a system to create that. If you go back into Africa a certain time of days, even if you go back in the 70s, this wasn't the norm for black people. This wasn't the norm for people in general. But this wasn't no norm. This was something created, again, manipulated through the system, blinded by everything we're talking about now. So some people, like even in this age, they trying to promote having sex with kids is good. Again, these are agendas, not of God, not of the creator. These are agendas of people in their own deceitful ways, and they ain't even putting, you know, it's because it's coming from like the Catholics, you know, it's coming from people of that nature. So for them not being charged with it, in general, a system is being created to make it look like it's okay. God is not cool with that. And believe me when I tell you, judgment reign on those who think they get away with that. You can look at somebody like Zimmerman. In 30 years, that will come back around to or less. We all got a time period of karma coming back to visit us for what we put out, with or without God. What you put in that air and that vibration and that lifestyle, so that fat bastard sticking this inside of this and that, That comes back around to them. And when it comes back, this is how people go to hell. They die with those last horrible things on their mind they did.
Okay, but let me ask you this though. I mean, I just heard everything you said, but my thing is, this is a creator. Like, this is somebody that can, I'm talking about literally at the snap of a finger, cut the sun off, cut the sun on. So why is it that I hear all these people saying, I know God is real? Well, how do you know? Because he blessed me. I was sick and now I'm well, which means they don't really care nothing about the doctor that worked on them, but that's beyond the point. But my
Right,
thing,
I see your point. I see your point. See what I'm saying again? What I'm saying again?
Just let me say, if he got, I'm talking about, we talking about power, dude. And I understand this is a physical world, but if people attributing them waking up in the morning to that so-called God, he took the time to wake you up in the morning out your sleep, but he will never take the time to pull that grown man off that little bitty baby. Like, I want that. I really need some explanation on that.
Okay, let's go down till he wake us up in the morning. Those what those people say. Listen to what I'm saying now. God don't wake you up and say, get up in the morning. That's not physically can be proven, and nobody can prove that. We have God gave us a biological clock. It's called it's in the pineal glands. It's it's serotonin and it's melatonin. Those are two melanins that's activated in our body that back in the ancient time, we never needed nothing to wake us up at 6 o'clock because we got up at sunrise. Our melatonin, which people buy today to go to sleep. Black people stupid for buying it because we don't need it. Take your ass to sleep the time you're supposed to. Our melatonin, we got clocks, biological clocks. So God don't wake us up. God gave us everything we need to do what we need to do. Now, if I getting into some racist shit, this was created by the white man. And it became a system and a norm for people to accept, just like being gay, just like killing people, just like white people getting away with killing people and black people going to jail for it. Just like white people could shoot kids and then black people shoot up a church and they go to Burger King. So we're not talking nothing of God doing. God put us all here. You could say it's a test in a way, but God put us all here with our own capability of making our own decision. Yet we should be judged when our time comes. He can't. So if he was to use his power, right? If he was to use his power to snap his finger to make A, B, C, D, E, F, G, what experience we would be no different than the angels or the demons that's doing all bad, or the angels that's doing all good, okay, which is somewhat considered a robot. We got our mind to make our own decision. That's the purpose of us being reincarnated in this world.
So why should he be worshipped then? What is he being worshipped for?
Well, I didn't say that. Again, I'm just saying we came back to this world reincarnated for karmatic lessons. We had our mind to do A, B, C, D, F, G. Like I said, I tell people, speak to your higher self. Get all the answers from yourself. You're not going to get those answers from nobody out there.
Exactly. That's my whole point.
So I'm not going to doubt it, or I'm not going to believe it. You know, it's always a neutral stand, because I don't want to roll a dice and say God don't exist, and then he do exist, and be like, it ain't my fault. They taught me the opposite. I'm not going to roll a dice and say, God don't exist or whatever. Because if I roll a dice, I'd rather roll a dice and say he do exist and then die knowing that he never existed, than roll a dice and say he never existed and then find out he do exist. And he was like, all I needed you was to do to believe in me. They got to you. They got to you. You didn't have to use the God name. You was already on point with everything. Call within yourself. Hey, I'm here.
Hey, John Hardy, watch this right here. And this is my thing right here, right? Now, the whole place, this whole thing that they call church, the actual physical building that they go to worship this person or whatever it is, the building that they go to, they have to pay for that building with paper money that comes from a tree. Like, this is a building where you're going to worship him. You're going to worship. You're not going to worship Rick Ross or T.I. or President Obama. You're going to worship.
Yes, you is. Hold
on. Can I finish though? Yeah, I feel you though. But anyway, A man that's trying to devote his life to preaching God's word, he can't get that building if he don't got that money.
Right.
God not just gonna say, here's the building, bring your followers, or here's the building, I gave you your followers and all. Like, just preach. Like, he can't even keep the lights on without paper money. What does God need with Georgia Power or Virginia Power or whatever state y'all in? Like, that's what I'm saying. If don't nobody take no money order down to the power company, there will be no lights or no heat in that building that they worshiping God. People on their knees praying got killed in South Carolina. On their knees praying by a white boy. And you know what happened the next day, low key? You know what happened the very next day, low key?
They took him to church. They took him to Burger King.
No, listen. The rest of the congregation of that church, the ones that survived, went back to the church to pray for the ones that died.
And they prayed for the one that killed people.
Now these people got killed while they was on their knees praying at the altar. The white boy walked up, like, he didn't walk in the church and just start shooting. They was actually on their knees praying at that time.
Right.
And he shot them. And the very next day, people came back to church to pray for the people that died.
Now, like, you're talking about Dylan Roof?
Yeah.
Right.
Like, come on.
Again, I agree with what you're saying. Again, look what I'm just separating. I'm not going to let a man's action say God don't exist. Like, when people, I agree with you. I don't go to church. I stopped going for that reason. I'm like, okay, church is a community church. If I put money in that church, I want to see a school. I want to see a library. So I know the church is not doing nothing with the money. Back in the day, they used to do that. They used to go visit people in the hospital, right? They used to turn around and pay for people's scholars and stuff like that. Now the building funds, you've been going to this church for 4 years paying building funds, and they got the same doorknob up there. You know what I mean? They got the same old ass donuts up in there. So I agree with you with that. You know what I mean? And to me, it is like going to see a Rick Ross today's church stuff, because they got hip hop up in it. The devil is all in the church. But what I don't do is I use my mind not to say, because of the negativity of what they doing, destroying the image of the church, the physical aspect. I can't say God don't exist, because what these niggas doing, they
I didn't say the concept of what y'all call God didn't exist. I just told you I know something created in us. Right. I'm just saying I don't think it needs to be worship. I don't think it's anything that we need to get on our knees and say it's not that. Like, people is really trying to make it to be a person, like, and it's not that. And
I would say don't worship idols. And
you can't. What happen if you tell a Christian, God is good? What happened if you walk up to a Christian and say God is good? What they gonna say? All the time, God is good. When that cannot be the fact. Like,
Reggie, can I ask you this question real quick? I don't mean to cut you off, but I think it goes to, as far as, you're saying that how can God let, like, for the examples you were naming, how can God let those type of examples happen? But I think it goes back to free will. He gives people the free will to do those type of things. You know what I'm saying?
My thing is, again, when I say God allows that to happen, when I say that, I'm only saying that rebuttaling for when people contribute good things to him.
Right. Okay.
So I can't let you, if you're gonna contribute all the good things,
right.
Just like the lady in the chat, I just forgot her name, and no disrespect. She said she knows prayer works because her mother or grandmother was on it. And I'm sorry if I got it wrong. I'm sorry. She might not even want me mentioning it, but I'm sorry. But she said her mother or grandmother was on a deathbed, and you know what I'm saying, now she's fine. So she's saying that's how she knows prayer works. Okay, so what about the person whose mother or other family member was on their deathbed and they prayed and it didn't work? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
so
right.
Okay, well, maybe your faith wasn't strong enough. Oh, okay, so now other people's faith is stronger than other people. And I mean, this is like, and again, when y'all say I blame God for, children getting molested, that's not what I'm doing. I'm just making you think, because if you're going to say all good stuff is happening because of him, then you got to say all of this bad stuff is happening because he says it himself in the Bible. If you want to believe the Bible, because you believe him, so he says the Bible is his word, so you got to believe it. The Bible says, God quoting, I create all these things, good and evil. Good and evil. He said he created it, which me, I know because I got a third eye that's wide open. So me, I know when that part is said to me, I automatically think of a magnet. You see what I'm saying? Opposites attract because I know it's two sides to everything. I know me, myself, and I'm pretty sure John Harden know that it's the same thing. When you talk about God and the devil, you're talking about the same person. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's yin and yang.
It's bipolar. It's reality. There's good and evil. That's why I was breaking out earlier about good and evil. We all got good and evil in us. So we all like God beings. You know what I mean? If you look at the lower half of your body, that dick can get you in some shit. You know, your shit can't get you out. Your ass can get you something that your mouth can't get you out of. Your feet can get you and walk you into some shit. But your upper body, it's going to take your brains, your hands, and your heart to get you out of that.
Wow. Hey, can I ask you something, John Hardy, low key, and people in the chat? Because I know y'all believe in God. Do y'all believe it's just one?
Yeah, there's only one creator. It's only one creator.
Only one. Okay, now let me ask y'all this, and I want the lady in the chat to respond too. Do y'all believe in the Bible? I know you don't, John Hardy. You ain't got an answer.
And it's so funny that you posed that question, Reginald. I was gonna ask the both of y'all and the panel. I'm sorry, and the chat. I was gonna ask all of y'all: was the Bible or is the Bible the biggest psychological operation?
No, depending on how you use them, because you can get some good motivation and inspiration out that Bible. Don't get me wrong, just like you can any other book. You see what I'm saying? Right. The Bible is a book, and you can get some good inspirational, motivational stories. If you're trying to motivate yourself, there's some good stories in there that can help you do that. But if you take this book and you use it literally, and you take it literally as it is, and you religious, and you believe in that, then you're gonna be totally lost and confused. You're gonna be like the rest of them. You see what I'm saying?
I meant to say was Jesus Christ the biggest psychological operation. My apologies. That's what I meant to say.
No, but you was right. You was right the first time because if you get it like he said, you can get inspiration. I can use the Bible to cure people. I can use the Bible to connect with scientific affairs, you know, in a lot of ways that the average priest won't be. And most people I know don't use it. I use the Bible in the weirdest way. You know what I mean? I can use the Bible to use the moon every 2.5 days. The moon moves into a certain cycle in our life. I walk that cycle. So if I know the moon is inside of, you know, Scorpio, that's the time to use power investments. I can use those 2 days for investment. If it's in Libra, I might want to do something with relationship. You know, if the moon is in Leo, I kind of fall back because Leo's ruled by the sun. So the Leo don't like the sun in there. So that's why I can watch for situations. If the moon, now look, most of my clients, medical clients, got the moon in their 6th house of Virgo. The moon in Virgo create stomach issues because the moon rules cancers. Cancer got stomach issue. Virgo's rules the intestines. And if you put Venus in that same house, this is how I could see people sick just by using the planets. So the Bible can be used in a lot of good way, physically or spiritually, motivationally, and stuff like that. Like I said, I believe it got turned inside out and upside down. You know what I mean? Even the word allegory, if you read the Bible said this is an allegory. Allegory means that fictional characters. But like he said, you can go into Psalms all day. Psalm chapter 1, verses 1. You be inspired all day. It's a lot of inspiration. You know, a lot of people could just read the book of Moses and be like, oh, snap. Now I want to build my own ark.
Right. And, you know, let me hop up in the chat real quick. I definitely want to thank everybody for rocking with us. I want to welcome Miss Solo to the chat. She says, not really. It says in the Bible not to trust no man, yet it was written by man. And Keys to Win says, I'd rather believe in and live by the Bible to die and find out it wasn't real than not to live by it and die and find out it was real. I want to
That's
ask.
deep. Hold on, that's deep. I like what she said. See, and that's what I say about God. But because of my in-depth knowledge of the Bible, you know what I mean? That's different. But I love the way she phrased that because that's what I said. I'd
Right.
rather live and believe in God and then mess around and die. And then, you know, I know he existed and he's there instead of
That's
not
scare
believing
tactic.
him.
That's that scare tactic.
Nah, it ain't scare tactic. I'm not a gambler. So I'm not going to sit up and say there's no creator. And all of a sudden I die
I
and
mean,
there's a creator.
right.
If
I mean,
hold
right.
on, wait. I'm
When
just saying,
I die,
hold on. I'm just saying I'd rather stay neutral because I'm not going to be on the side where people saying this, and I'm not going to be on the side where people saying that. A fool could be the smartest person in the room. The one that don't know better is the one, even in the Bible, the one that don't know better is the one that needs to be saved. So I'm the one that don't know better. I'm not going to say God don't exist and try to prove it don't exist. Or I'm not going to get with everybody who try to prove God exists neither. I know something created this universe. Me, you, and everybody on this panel believe in that. Facts.
yeah, I feel you though, but
Even you
yeah,
said that a few times. You was like, something created this. Something
yeah,
created this.
yeah, I know, but like I say, it don't. I mean, it's just my opinion. I don't feel like it needs to be. I don't feel like it wants to be worship or none of that. Cause I mean, you got to ask yourself, man. Books didn't come about until the 1400, man. The printing press wasn't invented until the 1400, man. Like this stuff is not knowledge. This is common sense.
But you got, don't forget the stones and tablets. The stones and tablets. The stones and tablets.
If the creator was gonna leave his word or his inspiration in something, why would he leave it in something that could be manipulated by man, like stones and tablets, stuff that could be moved, broke, misplaced, and all of this stuff changed? Why not leave it in the sky? Why not leave it in the water? Why not leave it? You see what
some of these stones and tablets can't be tampered with. You see those stones out there? They can't be moved. The man can't move. They would have been moved, those stones. The things in those writings on the hieroglyphics on the wall, they can't be touched. They can't be manipulated.
Yeah, that's there. Yeah, that's there. That's there. We know that's there. That's Kemet though, and that's all allegorical stories.
Just like that's where most of the Bibles came from. You know what? I'm gonna show you a video though. Watch this. I'm gonna show you. That's where all of the stories came from Kemet, and then they start making their own stories. Even Kemet got the stories of the 12 tribes and died, Horus died, Set being the devil, and all that crap.
And I got every scripture down here. I got about 15 scriptures written down for any woman in the chat room that want them. All the scriptures about what women can't do in the Bible, about how you're not supposed to speak in the church and all of this here. Like I got it because it was a lady in the chat room say she don't know where these scriptures coming from, what I'm talking about. If she got a Bible right there in front of her, if you want to open it up, I'll take you to every scripture. You don't have to believe nothing I say. I actually want you to see these words for yourself. And John can verify it too if you don't believe me. All of these scriptures are in there. So
now I wanna throw a boomerang at you guys, or throw it, whatever they call. I can't remember the expression. But there is a term that I stumbled upon a couple months ago. It's called, and I'm not sure if it comes from the Hebrew Bible, but it was a term I stumbled upon. It's called God Real. Are any of you familiar with that?
That's why that's where they got the name Gabriel from.
Yes, I absolutely. And from what I took, what it was, they actually call Lucifer, they call him, his real name is claiming that Lucifer or the devil's real name is God, so is Lord. So when people are saying God or they're saying Lord, they're actually calling out Lucifer.
See, back in the days, Lucifer's name was Satan, right? And Lucifer, like some people back in history said, Lucifer was God, Satan was God. Satan was actually Saturn. The reason why they said that, black people said Satan was the black sun. So they said Satan was God because it was the sun that we worship before this sun was created. So now if you go back to Satan, Satan is actually Saturn. So they was worshiping Saturn. You see a lot of people today still worshiping Saturn. So even if it goes back to astrology, Saturn, it was ruled by Archangel Gabriel at the time because certain planets didn't exist. So now you're looking at people actually that was worshiping planets, but now you get to the fictional characteristic of it. Then they say it was Gabriel, which they turned into Gabriel, which was actually Satan, and then they changed to Lucifer. But people at that time when they was worshiping Lucifer, they said the world made Lucifer look bad. This is when everything bad turned good, good turned bad. They said Lucifer was actually the light barrier. Lucifer brought knowledge to people. Lucifer taught people right and wrong. When they said God's supposed to teach you right, Lucifer ain't coming and say this is destruction. Lucifer taught angels how to make weapons to defend themselves. But some people said Lucifer made weapons, taught people how to make weapons of war. Before the weapon was made, there was no war. But Lucifer was like, no, listen, I'm teaching you things that this person that claims to be God don't want you to know. They want you to follow a structure. I'm protecting you from them. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of people that still believe in that, you know, Satan is actually God. Even your man, remember that dude you was telling me, did I see his channel? And I said I do Flat Boys, bitch.
Oh, okay. Okay, Funny Boss.
He said he break it down in depth to how Satan is God. That's deep.
It's for a person. I feel like this, John. For a person that's open-minded like me, and also like for people that it's just hard because it's like if you look at Adam and Eve, right? If you look at Adam and Eve, you had it comes off as like, and you know, I'm not like I said, I'm just pointing out my sources. I listen to Young Pharaoh a lot, and when he was pointing out Adam and Eve, it was a situation where he really showed that, you know, God didn't want them to, you know, do their own thing. He kind of had them on some slave shit until the Lucifer, you know, told Eve to bite into the apple of knowledge.
Exactly. Sorry to cut you off, low key, but without Lucifer, they wouldn't have had knowledge of self. You see what I'm saying? They wouldn't have had knowledge of self. They wouldn't have knew the difference between good and evil, right from wrong, without that tree.
So let me ask you this question then real quick, Reginald. Is Lucifer our God?
I don't have no God. I don't know who. I can't speak for who God. Yeah, who's your God?
If we stem from Adam and Eve, you and I and John and everybody in the chat.
I don't think we stem from Adam.
No. Let me get that Adam and Eve. Hold up.
I never seen a woman that came from a man. So
let me get the Adam and Eve out the way. Okay. If you go back before Adam and Eve, right, there was the I forgot what the name, some Aberites, not Aberites, but there was if you go back in the Bible, there was people who existed before the Bible. So Eve came into the picture after Adam's first wife, because Adam's first wife wasn't bowing down to him. So he told God, bring him another wife. That and Lilith supposed to have been the snake on Lucifer or something like that, or the wife of Lucifer or Lucifer. So Adam was born with Lilith from dust to dust. It was he made Adam and Eve, and they was equal. Adam didn't like the fact that she wasn't listening to him and being disobedient. She said, I'm not being disobedient. He's telling me to bow down to him. Who is he? I don't worship him. I worship you. So he prayed to God for another wife. Then he made another, this is in the Bible or historic, he made Eve out of his rib, put him to sleep, made Eve out of his rib. So Eve wasn't even Adam's first wife. Now if you go back, that's what they try to say is a folk tale. But if you go back to the first bone that was found on this earth, it was a female, which they call Lucy, which was the bone of Lilith.
Hey, look, check this out. Check this out, low key. Because I asked y'all, remember about 7 minutes ago, I asked y'all how many gods it was, right? Y'all said one, right? Y'all said one, right? And for the people that believe,
I believe it's one. One creator.
I mean, I never said. I don't know. I really
Yeah,
don't know.
nobody really answered that like that. So,
Somebody said one. Okay, I'm okay. My fault for being wrong. But look though, I mean, who is he talking to? When he say, look at the humans, they are becoming more like us. It don't say me, it say us, us. He say, let us make man in our image. Let us make man in our image, not me. So who is he talking to? Any Christians in the chat that know? Because I know a lot of Christians that say they Christian, but they don't know half of this stuff is in the Bible. They think you just making it up out of comic book.
I used to always blow parts up like that.
In the Bible, where God got the Hebrew Israelites eating their own babies. He got them eating their own babies because they at war. And
No,
they
but
surrounded
you right about that. It's a lot of hypocrites.
and they surrounded by the enemies. They surrounded by the enemies and they ain't got no food. But you can't get them 5 fish and 2 loaves of bread. You got them eating babies. You can't make no lions run by. You can't make no tigers or no chickens run by. They eating their own babies. See, but we let them get away with this though. We let them get away with stuff like this though. But if your wife came home with hickeys on her neck and told you she wasn't cheating, you ain't gonna believe her though. But because the man with the tie and the big sideburns standing up there drinking the Kool-Aid behind the pulpit said that y'all give him a pass though. And he not even gonna tell you that's in there. I'm the only one gonna tell you that's in there. He only gonna take you to John 3:16 and the Lord is good, Lord is my shepherd. He not gonna show you none of this eating babies and none of this.
I'm agree with you, right? I'm agree with you because like but I'm not gonna take it to the bound and say God don't exist because people doing things. But like a lot of things I used to tell people too. In the beginning, God made man in our image. Okay, in his image. Then, like you said, man, he gonna be like us. Who they mean by us? Even if you get to Adam and Eve, the Adam and Eve story don't make sense neither because Adam had Eve. And then Eve had Cain and Abel, technically a third son, nobody's talking about. But when Cain killed Abel, right, he ran over to this village and found his wife. Who was those people? That if it was only Adam and Eve, the first people on this earth, and Cain killed Abel, it's only 2 boys, unless he had sex with Eve, where the other wife come from? Where that whole village came from? See what I mean? So it's a lot of contradiction in that beginning of the Bible itself. It's only 2 people on this earth. Then it's 2, technically 3 boys, and one killed another one, and he wanted to run off into another place, and he was scared. He said he was talking to God. He said, "Where's my son? I could smell his blood underground." And he was like, "No, if people going to kill me," he said, "if anybody kill you, they're going to die 7 times a fold." Who was he talking about again? This is called a pre-Adamites. The pre-Adamites was people who existed before Adam. This world was populated already before the Adam and Eve theory.
Hey, you know the funny thing about that, John? The funny thing about that is in that particular story, the Bible says, and God denounced Cain out of his presence. So you could be in the presence of God when literally we can go to the Bible right here, and it says, and I quote, John 1:8, "For no man has seen God at any time. No man has seen him. Thou cannot see my face, or thou shalt be no man see my face and live." So how can all these people and then something that just straight contradicts that? Exodus 3:11. Jacob called the place Penal Mountain, saying, "It is because I saw the face of God." Well, literally, this man said, "Can't nobody see me in my face, or you gonna die."
See, and that's why I don't get lost in that Bible because there's so many. If you go to Genesis, so that's what I'm saying. You can't get lost in it, but you got to know that it rooted from somewhere.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 contradicting.
No. I got way more. I can see your whole list of them.
Yeah, I'm just saying though, but if we can find all of this stuff, then we got to just totally throw this Bible out. We can't keep confusing.
And that's what I told you. That's what I almost did.
This part is real, but this part is not.
No. You can't. You gotta. If you're a real scholar, you would decipher that because there's a root and origin from that Bible. So you want to decipher. You just don't want to throw it away. You want to decipher it, just like you say you study from all religions.
No, I'm not talking about throwing away because I got one right here in front of me. I mean, I use it. I use it for what I need to use it for. I mean, if you go to my YouTube channel, I don't make videos. I just share other people's videos. And if you read my headline, you know what I'm saying, I let people know because I know it's a lot of controversial people on there that I don't even agree with. If I say it in public, I wouldn't even speak to them niggas. Probably swing on a couple of them. But anyway, I let you know I do not agree with everything these people in these videos are saying. It was something in this particular video that I agreed with. That's why I'm sharing it. Take what you can take out of it and keep it fucking moving. That's just like if you from the hood, it don't matter what other neighborhood you go to, you ain't gotta be from that hood. Just you growing up in the hood, you know how to act in another hood, you know how to maneuver. You go get what you getting and keep it the fuck moving. Don't stop and pick up no penny. Don't stop and get nobody no light, and don't stop and get nobody no direction. You take what you went to get and keep it moving, and that's what you should do with the Bible.
So when you get, and then here's another Exodus 20, it says God prohibits killing. Then in Genesis it said God condones trickery and killing. If you go into Exodus 20:14, God prohibits adultery. And then in another chapter it says God instructs Hosea to take a wife to hold. So it's like I got like over 20 contradictions in Exodus alone or Genesis alone, all the way down to every part of these books. Numbers, Leviticus. If you go into Numbers said Aaron died on Mount Or, and then Aaron died in Mosiah, and then it said God Numbers 32. God enjoins the making of vows, oath. Then it says mountain. It says Jesus forbid doing so. So you know what I mean? There's so many contradictions in the Bible. You know what I like about the contradictions? That I can break through them.
Exactly.
I can break through them. It won't have me saying, "Oh, God don't exist. Get rid of this shit is flagged down." No, I know it's inside out, upside down, and turned backwards. I'm gonna flip this Bible the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that, but
now even in the Bible, it speaks of the full moon. It speaks of rituals in the full moon on the Sabbath day. And then when I come into reality, there are rituals to use for the full moon. The full moon come across for you to do new things in your life, not the full moon, the new moon. The new moon is to do.
I understand all that, bro. I'm spiritual. I'm spiritual all day. I'm just not religious, and I don't get on with the Bible, and I don't believe in God, bro. I don't go around preaching this shit. I'm doing it for the sake of conversation on this platform. I don't go around, you know, when I meet people and they tell me I'm this, and I don't be like, hey, you know that ain't real. I don't do that, bro. I got friends that's Christians or Muslim. I mean, hey, but they know why.
Let me get the Jesus. Let me get the Jesus people on my ass real quick. All the Jesus people. Look, Jesus and Mary, right? I just want to say one thing. If a Holy Ghost, if I'm married and my wife told me a Holy Ghost, like a Holy Ghost got her pregnant, listen, that's divorce. Listen, first I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice and say, look, that's between you and God. Like that's too much for me, babe. I ain't had no dream, so that I don't know. Or if I'm on my shit, you know, that's a whole 5 fingers footprint on your face, right? They're like, hold up, bitch, do I look stupid? What are you talking about? What are you talking? But now to go deeper than that, if you want to break down the timeline of Jesus, and Jesus was messing with Mary, and everybody looked at Mary like she was a whore because she was doing things she wasn't supposed to be doing. So Jesus ran away with Mary. It was forbidden for him to mess with her in the town. So he took Mary and took her over by his father's house, which is Joseph. Now, if you look at Joseph got the same identity as Jesus. 12 brothers. He got 12 disciples. He was born of a virgin. Same thing. Joseph got the same traits, right? So he took Mary over to Joseph's house, right? At one time, Mary called Jesus and said, you know, something was wrong with her, whatever. Jesus went over there, right, to see her. He snuck over there to go see her. Came back 2 weeks. She was pregnant. It was actually in ages, but when you break ages down, you know, 2 weeks is ages, whatever the ages is, ended up when I timed it up, it was 2 weeks. people at that time would realize they're pregnant in 2 weeks. Now, if you look at her girlfriend who got pregnant, her girlfriend got pregnant 3 months after she was pregnant. So now, if you get into the solstice, the time of the Christ risen, that's when the baby was coming out. Around that, the friend baby come out, which means Jesus had to been born around September, because even in the Bible it said Jesus was born and the lambs was out. He couldn't have been born in at the 25th, because no lambs can't come out. It's the winter time. So Jesus knocked Mary off.
Wow. Well, real quick, family, I do want to ask y'all this. I want to pose this question to John Hardy and Reginald Williams and all my family up in the chat. What is your code? What is your day-to-day code that you live by? For example, my code is love yourself, protect nature, and be excellent to each other. Once again, I'm more of a spiritual person rather than, believing in a God or Jesus. That's just, I naturally never gravitated towards that. When I went to church, I just never connected with it. The way I just am is I love myself. I try to protect nature as the best way I can. You know what I'm saying? And I try my hardest to be excellent to everyone around me. What's your code, John Hardy and Reginald Williams?
Mine is, man, I just do, you know what I'm saying? Just the old golden rule, man. Treat people how you want to be treated, bro. You don't need no book or no religion to show you how to do that, bro. You don't need that. You fucking 2 months old, man. Nobody don't have to tell you, open your mouth, put your mouth on your mama titty. That's automatically. She don't have to tell you how to do that. That shit is automatically. A baby already know that. Like, so, you know what I mean? I just get up, man. I live my life, to the best of my ability, trying to be peaceful, bro. Trying to get all knowledge I can. Ain't no such thing as no master teacher. Because if you're a master teacher, that means you know everything. And if you know it ain't not one person for everything. That's a fact. I could say that. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I just live my life regularly, man. You know what I'm saying? I volunteer at the Boys and Girl Club, so I stay working with the kids, man. You know what I'm saying? But I don't be around no kids. Hey, it ain't no God. You know what I'm saying? I don't do that. That's for their parents. I ain't got no kids, so I'm not gonna be putting that in somebody's head. So I just teach them to love themselves, man. You know what I'm saying? Just do right. I try to teach them how to maneuver. And all the kids I work with, black. You know what I'm saying? It's one Spanish kid though, but you know what I'm saying? The rest of them black. So I teach them how to love themselves, man. I try to teach them what they not gonna get at school, because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, most people, and most of our people, and when I say our people, I mean black, or for people that get offended with the word black or African, whatever, I'm just gonna say people that look like me. For the people that look like me, it's kind of hard for us to send our kids to private schools and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we know they're not gonna get the best education at the public schools. So with that being said, if you teach them at home, because the parent is the first teacher, if you teach them at home who they are, you can send them to whatever school you want to, man. And they going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact, bro. I didn't make it out to 9th grade, man. And I feel like I turned out all right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm 38, man. I don't did my little dirt or whatever, man. But for the most part, man, I'm just trying to live peacefully, man. I live my life stress-free. I don't have no drama or none of that, bro. I'm like, I love doing what I do, bro. Like, I like working with them kids, bro. And I be want to record them with some of the stuff we be doing, but they won't allow me to record them. You see what I'm saying? So I can't record them when I be down there. And then I'm also feed the hungry, man. If anybody in Atlanta, you can hit my email at Patty Williams, PattyWilliams 1098 at Gmail. 10980, my fault. 10980 at Gmail. You know what I'm saying? Because we do a lot of volunteer work, man, and we could use the help. It ain't no pay involved. You know what I'm saying? It's all free. So, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, man, and if y'all got some not no, hand-me-down clothes or nothing like that, but some shit that's worth giving to somebody. Hello?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
We right here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got stuff we give to the teenagers down at the foster home, man. Cause like I said, man, you know they teenagers and we teach them it ain't about what you wear, but at the same time, we don't want nobody going to school and can't really focus because they worrying about somebody fucking with them because of what they got on, man. So we try to make sure they be, you know what I'm saying, dressed up or whatever, man. So that's pretty much it, man. I'm just a normal guy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just me and my lady, my best friend. So, and I got 3 little Chihuahua dogs. Y'all probably heard. But I will tell about them. Tell Kelly, kill me. I won't do nothing to nobody about no YouTube video, but I kill a nigga about my dog, though. That's straight up. For real.
Salute. That's honorable. John Hardy, what's your code, brother, on a day-to-day?
Well, I always teach people self-preservation is the first. You know, focus on yourself, mind, body, and spirit. Then doing to others you don't want done to you. And you know, humanitarian help people, you know, stuff like that. That's our gift to take care of the world, take care of people and stuff like that. Animals included. I don't even kill if a fly just try to chase the fly back out. So nature, mother nature, you know, take care of mother nature and stuff like that. But what I will say, if you don't believe in nothing, you can fall for anything. So I'm gonna believe, and I'm gonna teach my kids to believe there's a creator. And there's no reason to put no name on it because nobody on this earth could put a name on it. But there is a creator. There's something to believe in. I'm not going to let no Bible tell me ABCDFG say this existed in the Bible, or I'm not going to believe in this because of what people doing in the church or Bible, and then I'm not going to do that. See, when you stand on your own, on your own square, you're on your own square. I'm outside of that. I don't. Me personally, I got the stars. I don't debate nobody. You know me, I don't debate. I can wreck a person's life and tell them what they about to go do tomorrow with the stars. And I don't miss. That's what I do professionally. So I know there's a power, you know what I mean? My jump on my 3 points, I don't miss. I got a 98% rate of people saying, damn, this happened, that happened, that happened, this happened. Now, this is going off for the power within me. Like I said, I use my higher self, which I may consider God. But I believe there's something that created this world that's sending messages to us through electricity. Electricity is a form of communication from the higher realms. Even when you get to the Egyptian pyramid, there's electricity in there that the government don't want you to know about. There's grids on this earth that supplies energy. That's why they put Washington, D.C., all these places, that big places, they got it on the grids of these things. See, when you get into that higher aspect, you know, then you can start seeing things. You can see the vibration and numbers. See, it's hard to explain to people when you see 555 what that means. When you see this color, even vibration and color, because we in the world of non-reality. This world really don't exist. We just in the physical veil, learning things on this earth to take back to where we came from. So something had to put us here. We ain't come here to live and die for no reason. You know what I mean? So there is something greater than us, no matter how you put it, because nobody just can't figure it out. So I don't confuse myself with that. I focus on me. If I want to, I say everybody, if you want to focus on something, if you want to really get to learn God, start within yourself. Believe in yourself. Take care of every organs in your body. Meditate. You know, exercise, physical fitness. All these things will raise your vibration. You know, even down to not eating meat. All of them will raise your vibration to not even want to even debate a person or even communicate. Like sometimes I feel like I'm to a point that I don't even like talking to people about stuff or even shaking certain people's hands. I feel like, because I'm like, that's that negative energy right there. You know what I mean? So when you go, like when I go into a church, instead of debating them, I just walk out. I can't debate them. I'm not trying to make a point in there. I might listen to them all the way and come out and be like, you heard that cool shit this nigga said? You heard what he said? You see those little kids, how they dressed in there? Where's the poor people in the church? The church used to be 80% poor, 20% rich. Now it's 90% rich people in the church. So I just say, take care. If in general, my Jew to everybody, if you want to get rid of poverty, focus on not being poor. Don't try to teach everybody nothing. Be by example. Leave by example. If everybody got their own way of doing things, then everybody will be in a better space in their life. Nobody in a better space because nobody figured this out on the whole. So now I believe we all got, they said bring unity. I say no, fix yourself up. You'll shine better to fix everybody else up. That's it.
That's honorable, man. Salute, John Hardy. On the way out, I do want to ask y'all this last question. The truth behind Jesus Christ, was Jesus Christ really a metaphor for the Son? Do you feel like Reggie, John Hardy, do you feel like we decoded this topic?
I mean, we kind of went more deeper because then we started getting to the contradiction in the Bibles and everything, which was cool. Because usually, you know me, I don't like to go off the topic. So we kind of came off the topic, but we explored different avenues, which kind of how I started this off. And I was like, there's a whole bunch of, you get into this, there's a whole bunch of things to look into. But yeah, I believe we definitely like got a little deep into Jesus. Like in the beginning, if you go back to the video, I went so deep into it. I went with everything associated in the physical world on why Jesus is destined a replication or it's just an image. He's a figure of the Son itself in the Bible. If you take the word out, let me go to Keys to Win. Practice this Keys to Win because I'm kind of in your space too. You know what I mean? I'm with the brother space, but I'm with your space. Like I believe in the spirit. I believe there's a creator. I don't let no church make me think otherwise or dealing with stupid people. But try this. Here's a practice. Take the word S-O-N out and replace it with S-U-N and everywhere in the Bible. And then tell me the next time we come on this chat, tell me what you got from it. Because when I did that, that woke me up. You know what I mean? I was like, I did that. So I don't talk something just to give knowledge. I practice this. You know, when I did this, anything I talk, when I talk the stars, I live it. The moon rotate this earth every 2.5 days to a different degree. Every 2.5 days, I'm doing something different. You know what I mean? And it progresses every 28 years. Every 3.5 years, I got a plan for this. You know what I mean? So when the moon is in the sign of Virgo, Virgos be having stomach issues. I eat food that's good for my intestines. When it goes in Capricorn, I do things that Virgo's supposed to do because I get the energy to be more practical. Virgos are practical. They got good memories. They born into service for others. They are a step-by-step person. They can be analytical and critical about certain things. You know what I mean? So I live what I do. You know what I mean? I wait like the new moon was yesterday. I'm working on a project now. It's not to be released on the new moon. This is every new moon. This isn't biblical. This is all religion or spiritual history. You know what I mean? This is even medics. This is medical to another degree that I went to my 3 different doctors, chiropractors. Ain't nothing wrong with me. I just went there because it was free, right? And then I went to another doctor, and then I went to another doctor because I'm trying to get all my physical fitness. I got my blood works for me to be at the age I am. They said it's good. You know what I mean? So when I did all that, I was breaking issues with my doctors that he have because he was a Capricorn. He said he went and told another lady what I did. She said, that's the dude I was telling you about. He told me about myself. And then I had another doctor when I was going for a regular checkup. I broke her down and she was like, thank you for that knowledge. These are doctors that seeing me. So that's why just when it comes to the pastors or doctors, I don't listen to them because the doctor won't come in because his daughter's sick. You're a doctor while she's sick. His wife got cancer. A doctor wife can have cancer. He don't even got the answers to that. And I'm over here curing it. I cured 2 cancer cases already. And now I'm working on high blood pressure and thyroids. And I can go on to things that with people that was anemic, their bodies ain't cold no more, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? That came out of the Bible because the Bible brought the salt to me. The salt was like, we all lack a certain salt in our body.
Hey, John.
You know what I mean? What's up?
Hey, man, what you got for what you think about sickle cell, man? I just wanted to ask you that real quick since you do the healing and stuff.
Sickle cell is it's like your blood is shaped like a moon crescent, but is not that part is missing. It's like it's still round like the moon. You know when the moon turned into a crescent. So all you got to do is reactivate that blood right there. So I would tell you right now, get some pink Himalayan sea salt and get some alkaline water. Start drinking that, and then you need foods. That matter of fact, I had a whole thing on that right now because my brother had that. Let's see if I can find out real quick. That's basically in your blood cell. So, which can cause
Yeah,
cancer.
my lady, the sickle cell trait.
She's anemic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pink Himalayan sea salt.
Hold on.
Alkaline. Write it down.
I'm about to write this down.
All right. I'm about to write this down too. Shit.
You said
And this is good.
sea
Good for
salt.
anybody. Yeah, pink Himalayan sea salt.
Pink.
Yeah, pink Himalayan sea salt.
John, this is good for regular like people that's not sick either.
Yeah, because it regulates your blood. So people with high blood pressure, low blood pressure, anemic, sickle cell, all of that. It regulates your blood better. Because my
Hey, do
book
you travel? Do you travel? Do you travel?
Yeah, I could.
All right. Hey, that's what's up, man. Shout out to Quavo too, man, up there in Brooklyn, man. For real, man. Shout out to Quavo, man. He doing big.
I was supposed to went to Florida to help somebody out or whatever, but they was, she's I'm an astro life coach, so she's more into that. But her husband, he has high blood pressure. He was anemic. His shit shot up over 300. He's supposed to be dead. So he went to the doctor, started taking medication. I told him what to start drinking and what to start putting in his body. Dog, he ain't been to the doctor since.
Hey, I got another question too, man, because I've been wanting to go vegan for so long, bro, but like it's hard for me. Like, you know, I mean, it ain't hard, it's more mental for me, man. Like I say, I eat meat like probably like three times a week. But the 4 days I can go without the meat. But then after them 4 days, man, like, you know what I'm saying? It started fucking with me mentally. Like, I mentally have headaches. I don't think it be real headaches. I think it just be all in my mind. You know what I'm saying?
When you get headaches from going vegan, it's actually draining things out of your body that ain't good for you. So your meat certain food like meat and starch and all that can actually. It's like look at your body like a transmission. A transmission is dirty, right? So when you clean it, it could show the holes that's in there. So now you got to repair the holes.
Wow.
So coming off of meat like that, it's like your body getting used to its natural self now because it's already addicted to the meat.
Yeah. But what can I get to replace it? That's going. I mean, I know it ain't gonna be meat, but at least it can be close to it. So my mind will think it's meat.
They got this thing. Look up. It's meatless meat. This is meat. This is burgers. This is all type of meat that's not meat. It's made with it can be made with mushrooms, beans, whole bunch of stuff. It's meatless meat. And it tastes just like it. I would have fed it like they got all type what's that thing around the spaghetti and meatballs. They got all type of stuff that if I would have told you, you would have never knew.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to change.
People mind getting when you say this is meatless meat, and you tell them what it is, it's automatic. They mind reject it. But when you just feed it to them, like certain people, one client I had, they was like, I'm not going vegan. That's rabbit food and stuff like that. And then when I told them what they started to make, because a lot of people don't know what to make. One client I got, she started going and making all type of stuff, and she was like, she ain't go back since. So a lot of people think it's lettuce and tomatoes. They don't know nothing about amaranth or dandelion or a whole bunch of other stuff you could put together. And then when it comes to meat with you, I'll say to weigh yourself off of meat, just start eating half of the portion of what you eat, and only eat meat at nighttime. Don't eat it during the day.
And that's another thing too, man. I work at night. I work from 4 days a week, from 8 in the evening to 8 in the morning. So I be eating like fucking 2 o'clock in the morning and shit, man. I'm talking about turkey wings and collard greens and shit.
Well, when you do that, one thing you want to do is you want to try to go a minimum of 6 hours without eating because your body need a process time to release the food. So
Man, I'm a little man. I be eating, bro. Like I eat like a big nigga. Like I got a high metabolism.
yeah, that's why I said if you give yourself 6 hours to flush it out and drink more water, which is the water. Go to Dollar Tree. They got this water called Crystal Geyser. I always promote, especially for low income people. Crystal Geyser is better than Fiji and Deer Park. So
what's the name of it?
Crystal Geyser. Tell your wife to drink that water too. She'll get more energy.
Oh, that's the one with the mountain on it.
Yeah, that big gallon.
Yeah, I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's called Crystal Geyser. All of y'all should go get that water. Now, when you eat that meat, drink that water after. You fuck around and still be hungry.
Hey, was that you that said you should eat your vegetables and stuff first?
Yeah. It's a way to eat your food. You want to eat your fruits first because the fruit digests out of your system first. Then you want to eat the vegetables. Then you want to eat the rice. Then you want to eat the bread. And then you want to eat the meat because the vegetables and the fruits, not only it digest faster, it actually make it easier for the process because fruit bring nutrients and vegetables actually clear the path easier for the meat to come down. So it won't take longer to come down. But when you eat the meat first, you know what I mean? Then you eat the salad second. The meat gonna wait for the salad to come out your body, so it's going to fruit, and then you eat the cake after that. The fruits and the salad is gonna go bad like it's in the refrigerator. This is how you can wake up with gassy stomach in the morning.
Okay, that's what's up. See, we gotta change the way we eat, man, because that's really the key to fighting a lot of diseases, man. And we don't even know it. We be steady running back and forth to the hospital getting hooked on prescription pills when all it is really your diet.
Yeah, it's your diet. Even like certain people I deal with, I be like, it's not what you eat, it's what you not eating to offset what you eat. Because certain people can't just stop eating things. So I say that water alone, people that drink soda, that's sickness to the fifth power. So I say when you drink soda, beer, wine, drink the water behind it. So if you get drunk every night and wake up with your stomach all gassy and your head nausea, drink that water before you go to sleep. After the whatever you was drinking, and then watch how you wake up in the morning like, oh snap, because that water busts the acidic properties, and the most of the stuff we eating is acid. So meat is acidic, dairy product is acidic, protein is acidic, all this stuff is acidic, alcohol is acidic, coffee is acidic. So when you drink beer or alcohol and you chase it with that water after you finish, you're just going to be up, but you're going to feel like energized but drunk. That coffee is going to get that coffee. When you drink coffee, you know, coffee gives you a rise because it got the sugar and everything, the caffeine, and then it crashes. So you can drink it in the morning and be tired by 12 and then need another cup. But if you drink the water behind the coffee, it kills the acidic properties in the coffee. So all you get is the caffeine now. So now you just up naturally and it'll just fade out by itself versus doing a crash and burn type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up, man.
So get that pink Himalaya sea salt, right? And get that it's naturally alkaline water. It's called Crystal Geyser at the dollar store. It's only $1 for a gallon. Go to the Whole Food to get the pink Himalayan sea salt. Then you can get scoops in the bags, cheap as shit. And then take 1/4 of a spoon, put that in a glass of lukewarm water early morning on an empty stomach. Watch what happens. Watch your wife. Watch her in the next week or two.
How long you been a vegan, Loki?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Man, I ain't been a vegan ever. We just did an episode last week about getting into being a vegan.
Oh, you said you was trying to get into being. Okay,
yeah,
I thought you were a vegan. No.
I was trying to get into it. Yeah.
Like last year, man.
Shout out to Miss Solo. Shout out to Miss Solo who said how we always end up talking about damn food.
Yeah,
we always coming back to food, man.
That's my fault.
No, but I'm just like you, Reginald. It's I could go probably 2-3 days without eating meat, but then I get headaches too.
Yeah, man, them headaches, man. And then I start feeling weak, man.
Listen.
I gotta eat meat.
Listen. That salt.
As soon as I eat that meat, like it's like my body don't agree with it afterward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's like my body, like why you put this in you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta allow your body to get used to the meatless thing, and then with that salt solution I just gave you, that get your headache disappearing. Matter of fact, write this down too. Celtic sea salt. That got 3 forms of magnesium. Celtic, C-E-L-T-I-C, Celtic sea salt. That actually, when you get headache, take a glass of that instead of the pink Himalayan sea salt. They both got 84 minerals in it, but the Celtic sea salt, the Celtic, that one got 3 forms of magnesium in it. That knock headaches out easy. Migraine, that knock migraines out.
Do you use Dr. Sebi's chart?
Yeah, I got a formulation of Dr. Sebi's. I got Dr. Africa's. I got like 3 or 4 different people charts that I kind of combine into my own.
John, do you have a substitute for sugar?
Agave. Agave is a substitute for sugar. You can use honey, maple syrup, organic maple syrup, organic honey, but I say agave is better than both of them because it's less acidic.
Man, that's a good question.
Right, because I feel like I get a lot of headaches also because I don't eat a lot of sugar. I don't have a sweet tooth. I drink a lot of water. I don't drink juice, anything like that. And I feel like I get a lot of headaches for because of my lack of sugar.
Yeah, that can actually be because the water is flushing the minerals out. So they say too much water ain't good for you. The only reason that is because it flushed the minerals out of you. The salt I'm giving you now is actually minerals. So when you drink water during the day with that, it's going through the minerals that's carrying it through your body, preventing headaches.
Wow.
And it helps reduces the urge for sugar too. It helps reduce like addiction, sugar. You'll see your diet changing. If you stop using salt for a week and go back to using salt, you'll see how much you'll start using less of it.
Facts.
Dr. Sebi got the formula for helping the men stay up too, don't he?
Yeah, those are compound herbs and roots that he used. You can get that from the same thing. Like everything he got is just, he might have took certain things, elements, certain fruits and vegetables and herbs and stuff like that, boom, 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 and then put it in the lab, process it, boom, that's it. You can get that one time, get the ingredients and start eating that food. Just like even with the salt, I'm telling you, you can start using this salt for 3-4 weeks and start finding food that's rich in calcium, rich in iron. They got food rich in iron. Wheat, grass wheat, what is it called? Wheatgrass drink. Get that too for your wife. Organic wheatgrass drink. That's good. That helps with iron in her blood. So that salt is going to help with that, and then that's going to help her with the iron.
Yeah, man. And then black folks, man, they got to stay off that tilapia fish too, man.
Tilapia used to be good, but it's almost like,
man, it's not even a real fish.
Even the salmon, like they've been tampered with.
Yeah, tilapia. You know where I don't know about where y'all at, but down here in Georgia, they breed the tilapians at the water treatment plant.
Yeah, they breed it. That's the cloning tilapians. The real tilapians got to be like from a Whole Food store, but they're breeded in there. Even in China, some of them come from China in the dollar store, and they breed in that in pig juice.
Yeah, man. They down here at the water.
Make sure it's no sense. Make sure you just get it from an organic Whole Food store if you're going to eat tilapia and fish.
I used to love that until I found out that, man. Like they got them eating all that shit out the sewer and shit, man. Like,
yeah, and they make them, they clone them, Mm-hmm. They ain't even real fishes. If you notice, certain animals, certain fishes be like too big to be like fishes don't grow that big. Their brain's not that big.
Right.
And then most of them, where they got the stuff that they giving them is making the male fishes turn into female fishes. Like literally, bro. I'm telling you.
No, but the funny thing, they was doing that. They was doing that where they started doing that with animals first. Like you could take weed plant. If you grow in weed, you could take a male and female weed plant. You know what I mean? And create a gay plant. So to say, you know what I mean? Now they started doing that with plants. They were taking plants. They took the corn and they made, that corn is not real food. You know what I mean? So they start taking certain plants and making it plants with the justification of lifetime expansion. But then they start doing that with animals. You know what I mean? This is how they made certain food. They was breeding animals to a certain place. You know what I mean? Making their own type of animals. So if you look at the cow wasn't on Noah's Ark. The cow is not even an animal. The cow is not God's creature. The cow came from two animals that we have, the bull and the ox, something like that. So they started making all these. Then they started doing with people, genetically modified people. You think clones don't exist? Shit. I think clones don't exist. That's why they trying to breed all this gay stuff, because it's not about the gay people. There's gay people that be like, yo, I know what he means, though. I don't feel offended or whatever. I just shot you something regarding wheatgrass juice.
Well, shit, with that family, it's almost midnight. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. John Hardy, tell them where to find you, good brother.
You can find me at Facebook, www.facebook.com/King John 2020.
And once again, Reginald Williams, tell them where to find you and everything you got going on.
44839-4114. That's 4114.
That remind me of the Mike Jones. That remind me of the Mike Jones when he was giving out his phone number.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody got anything they need me to research off of something they feel like I said that was inaccurate, and they got something they need me to look into that can, change my mind. In other words, hey, I'm open-minded, so you know what I'm saying. Send it to me. You can text me or whatever. I put my number out there. Professor Grip do it. Hell, I do it too.
That's a fact. And once again, this is not a topic that I'm heavily researched on, but I appreciate all the enlightenment from both.
And I don't usually. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I don't usually do that though, but I did it for the sake of conversation today. I like, open discussion, man. I like when you bring John Hardy on, man. Dude, deep, man, because he say everything that you thinking that you can't put in the word. He can say it though. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. And like I said, it's different, man, when you meet people, and both of y'all, it's different when you meet people that, I'm not familiar with this information, but y'all enlighten me, and y'all don't treat me, no, you know what I mean? You don't treat me like I'm beneath y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, nobody is beneath nobody, bro. We are. I mean, everybody on. Everybody in different stages of their consciousness, but for the most part, man, we all trying to learn, bro. We all trying to get to the same place. But you got a lot of people with egos, that think they are above other people.
Hello?
But, yeah.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, cool. My computer went out again. Man, this thing's going on.
Yeah, you got a lot of people with egos, man, that think they're above other people, though, man. But like I say, I'm trying to learn whatever. I never stop learning until the day I die. You know what I'm saying? So,
where you at? What city you in?
I'm in Atlanta.
All right, cool. ATL. Yeah, I might try to shoot out there this year. I will shoot out there. I'm gonna pull up on you, good brother. Hello? Yeah, this computer acting crazy.
I got John. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Is it your phone?
I'm not sure if Reggie's still here or not, but we were wrapping up the show anyway, man. I was just telling Reggie how I really appreciate, both y'all for all the enlightenment, man, and for y'all not, on a topic like this where I'm not well versed, you're not condescending. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, not just for me, but for the viewers, for my subscribers, and for everybody that's gonna watch this on a replay. You're strictly about the enlightenment, the knowledge, and that's it. Just putting the information out there, and the listeners can do what they will with that information. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And the next one, I might just give a whole step-by-step plan, or just being happy every day. Like, don't pass no judgment. Like, that's one thing I don't do. I don't pass judgment on anybody what they're doing, because I don't know what works for people and what don't work for people. So, people want to believe in Lucifer. Listen, God bless you. You want to believe in God? God bless you. You don't want to believe in Lucifer? God bless you. You don't want to believe in God? God bless you, or whatever. Everybody have their own preference to do what they want to do. But I'll say one thing: take care of yourself and let yourself shine. When you let yourself shine, then you don't have to worry about if people follow you or not, because you're just gonna wake up happy every day.
That's a fact, and I'm gonna double down on that. I feel like our shows are like home cooked meals. After you watch one of them, you satisfied. You don't want nothing else. So with that, we out. Slow key.
Peace.